I just had to hit go live again. Looks like YouTube is up now, so we should be good. Why does it still say upcoming? What the heck? There we go. Okay, okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. I don't know why, but it was being all weird. All right, we are live. Let's get YouTube channel popped out. We're in this key. We're starting off with a 12 gambit. Now the reason why we're doing this key is one, because it'll give us like a little bit of IO, which will be nice. But currently I have a 12 ecodome in my bags. So this will allow us to hopefully trade in our key for one that's not one of these three. Hopefully we have a 5 out of 8 chance to hit a key that we actually need. So hoping that it works. All right. We are live. Also, I have my camera on my other monitor because I noticed that like whenever I look at chat, I'm like looking at this monitor. So I kind of want to be like looking at you guys, you know what I mean? Plus, I have this like really cool picture right here. You can't really see it, I guess. Maybe it's a little blurry for me, but maybe you guys can see it. Um, Damn, you already have 2 people that just got banned. 2 bots just came in and got banned immediately for spam. But you probably can't see this picture, but it's really cool. It's of Appa, and it's like a ink style painting looking picture. It's really cool looking. All right, we're starting off in Gambit. Let's just blast this one, hopefully quick and smooth. Also our luster. Let's go and press that before I forget. Got some big heals out. Also got these cleaving living flames. Just want to start spamming them. So yeah, the goal today is we're gonna see. I don't know, like if everything goes well, we could literally just get this character 3K. So we're gonna try that. Also on my priest, I have a plus 13 streets, and the priest does not have good IO like on either character, on either spec, I should say. However, overall, the priest does have like fine IO, like, so I feel like people might queue up to that. But what we could do is one strategy that I've kind of noticed across the other times that we've done this challenge is, although we're taking both priest specs to 3K, it really does help if we like prioritize one and get that one across the finish line and then work on the other one. So what we could do. We got the lights on. I know I forgot to turn my overhead light on. Once I get a chance, I'll stand up and turn it off. But I got that light on, got that light on, got that light on, all the lights on. Also, now that I've turned the camera, you can't even see my cool light that I just got. But yeah, I'll fix it. But I don't know. I was just like feeling like I needed to brighten up the room a bit. It looks good. Oh, okay, cool. Good to hear. I will. Ooh, he just stood in that. I will say one benefit to having the overhead light on, it's more light, but this light kind of drowns out the ring light a little bit, so it feels less aggressive on my eyes, even though it's like it's literally more light, you know. But also I think this camera angle is a little better because there's less like curtain. I feel like most of my backdrop was just my curtains, and I don't know. I think that's a little tacky, to be honest. But what we're going to be doing is playing some like Oracle Disc Priest too, if we have time, depending on how things are going on the Evoker. And then we can blast there, get a bunch of grind going on the Disc Priest, and then start working on the Holy. But it's going to make sense to do the easier part of Priest first, and I believe that would be like Oracle Disc Priest until we can get geared out to where we can do Void Weaver. We just don't have enough haste to do Void Weaver right now. Hey man, whatever works for you to be comfortable, true. You know, this is why, I've always wondered why like a lot of streamers do the, like they just cover, they put like a clip art picture where I am, basically. They just put like a picture on the screen. of something, and I've always been like, that's so weird. Why does every streamer do that? But it's because they don't want to be on camera, and they just, I don't know. They need an icon to represent them. Also, one thing I've learned from talking to some other streamers is that those of us that use cameras, like, we have to look presentable every day, right? I mean, you don't have to, but you should, you know. But a lot of the streamers that like never use their cameras, odds are they're probably like literally not wearing pants. You know, like, who knows? It's who knows what they look like off camera. Like, a big reason is one big reason is because one, people just don't want to be on camera, and that's fine. But another big reason is like a lot of people just don't want to have to shower often. You know, new camera angle. Does it look okay? Like, is it passable? I know when I look at chat, like when I'm reading chat, it's like I'm kind of looking at you guys, which was kind of the thought here. But when I'm playing the game, I realize I'm kind of just like looking over here, you know. So I feel kind of crazy, but it's whatever. I feel like no matter what I do, I'll be crazy. So it's just who I am. Yeah, pants are evil. That's true. That is true. I think the Murlocs are onto something with the whole no clothes look. Do we pull the boss? What the heck? I like that people started pulling these guys in here. But I like it especially when you pull the boss. Like, it'd be so nice to just like cleave off the boss here. I did that for some of my raid streams because I don't want to deal with the camera for some raid streams. Yeah, 100%. So I stream like late at night, or I don't stream late at night. I raid late at night, and I was really, when I tried to stream my raids, I was really considering like I kind of just want to go camless, because at night having that aggressive light on shining in my face is a lot, and like for raid I just want to perform the best, you know. But I still streamed with a camera on, which was a mistake. A camera and pants, which was a huge mistake. I'm going. I mean, as a lady, you would have to do hair and makeup, and I'm not about that life. Oh, 100%. I can only imagine. I feel really bad. Like, my wife, her company is making her like come in more now, you know, and all these companies have done this ever since like COVID kind of faded away or whatever, or faded for the most part. Um, but it's so stupid. Like, watching how long it takes for like, you know, a lady to get ready for work is insane. I could only imagine having to do that for a stream would just be so annoying. Like, every time too. I mean, people who go into the office have to do it all the time anyways, but still. Ah. I was just about to like look at chat, but I guess while I'm being chased by this laser beam, I can't really look away or I'll get clipped. How you doing? Doing keys on the evoker today, I see. Yeah, I mean, we got the paladin done. I also just edited over the weekend. I edited together the final episode of the druid push, and oh my gosh, I forgot how long we were in Priory. That was legitimately the entire video. Like, it was insane. But so that video is posted if you want to watch the finale of the Rest Druid push. Yeah, we finished the paladin earlier this week. I say earlier this week, I mean like earlier this week, fiscally, you know, as of Tuesday being the reset day for WoW. A restricted healer is not a best healer. True. Big facts. How am I supposed to heal you if I can't feel the breeze? You know what I'm saying? What healers do you have left? Just the evoker and the 2 priest specs. So I do still have to push the priest, which is going to be very tedious because I'm doing both specs. But the truth is, once we get one of the priest specs to 3K, or like, you know, if I say I just like hardcore push on Oracle Disc Priest, then that will force me to have a bunch of 12s and some 13s done. And then so when I come back through and do them on Holy Priest, like, yeah, I'll have to learn the spec a little bit, but I'll at least be invited to the keys because I've already done them. You know what I mean? Yo, MCS Power, what's up? Spin, baby, spin. Oh, man. I had some good ideas for some emotes the other day, and I forgot to write them down. And I'm just like, I've been trying to think of them for so long. Like, and I can't. So I've noted to myself to carry around a little notebook, and anytime that I do that, and I specifically thought like, oh, MCS Power is gonna actually use this one, so I'm kind of upset, man. I'm like, dang, why do I have a sucky memory? We are, Marie, we are. We're getting like crazy close. Hello, you beautiful bearded man. Oh man, I guess my beard is kind of starting to grow out again. Oh, what's up, Cecil? Cecile? Still, I've forgotten how. Because I remember I had asked you how you pronounce it, and I've forgotten already. Once again, the memory. Whoa! Saw a bolt coming my way. Ooh, we got sacked from the tank. Okay, these bolts are picking on me, man. I don't like it. Ooh, this tank is about to go through it. We're going to external the tank. Because all those buckhands or whatever they're called just came from upstairs. Did you move the cam? There's something going on. I did. I just shifted it to my other monitor, so when I look at the camera, like to address, I guess, like at the end of streams and stuff, I'm not like looking directly at the ring light. I mean, I could have shifted the ring light over, but I feel like this just accomplishes better, and I feel like less of my backdrop being my curtains, which is just like a blue curtain, is good. You know what I mean? Plus, you know, there's that guy. What's that guy that does GeoGuessr? What's his name? Like Rainbolt or something? You know, watching some Rainbolt clips, all he needs is like a little snippet of where you live, and he can figure out the exact address. So I don't know if there's any Rainbolts in my chat, but you know, just gotta be careful showing my window. You know, if the AC blows the curtains open like a slight bit, then some of you guys will put on your investigatory glasses. Go crazy. Does my ring light still turn off? Yes. In fact, when I came up here this morning, from, you know, early in the morning, my ring light was on, so I walked upstairs, ring light's on, so at some point during the night it turned on. Who knows how long it was. So I turned it off, and then while I was eating my lunch, so like about an hour ago, just sitting here, and boom, flashbang. So yep, it's still doing it. It is absolutely still doing it. And you know, I said the other day that it was about like 1 a.m. the other day. I was upstairs editing, and I was just sitting here, and all of a sudden, it was exactly at midnight, and I know it's exactly at midnight that this happened. So maybe any like electricians maybe can pick up a phenomenon or something, but at exactly midnight, my ring light, my colored lights, my LEDs, and a light in our living room that's also remote powered, all three turned on at the exact same time. And the reason why I know... Ooh, tank, don't die. Don't die. The reason why I know it was at exactly midnight is because it also, like, reset a clock that we have. So now I'm like, wait... Well, the clock is also remote. Like, you can turn it on with a remote. So I'm like, the remotes, man, they're out to get me. It reset the time there, and it was exactly midnight. So the times are all correct now, you know, whereas before they were a couple minutes off. Dude, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but the ring light, the remotes, they're out to get me. The neighbors, something. Push those guys back in. Just use my dispel. All right, everyone, stay calm. Have the eyes over me, but I don't see the guy. Oh, what the heck? There they are. Oh, I'm gonna stasis here. The stasis, anomaly, spirit bloom, and then just dream breath. I didn't quite have verdant embrace. There was no like clean way to squeeze in verdant embrace, so we're just going with that. Okay, now we basically have the guy dead, so I'm not gonna tip the scales because he's basically dead, and I just want to save tip the scales for some big damage on the next pack. It's crazy that we're already almost like done with this dungeon. I feel like we just started it. This dungeon's a joke. Also, it looked like he reset. It looked like we didn't even kill him. Like, okay, I don't know that hotel. So, like, I'm gonna say Cecil. I'm just gonna say Cecil. Tell me if it's wrong. Like, kind of like the word seesaw, but my fave healer. What's up, Aelion? Good to see you. My Alexa is turning lights randomly at night. Well, the thing is, we don't have an Alexa, so like, it's either the aliens or it's the neighbors, and I'm pretty sure it's the neighbors because I know I'm not crazy. But the aliens, I don't know, man. You never know with those aliens, you know. I have come to the sad conclusion, oh no, to quit playing WoW. Oh no. Marie, I think WoW is heading in the wrong way, and I also need a break to focus on my mental health. But I will watch you and your videos. Well, I do appreciate that, but yeah, as mental health is very important. I had to take a break for mental health in college for about a semester, and you know, I reached out to my mom for saying I just needed a mental health break, and she was like, you know what, that's okay, and like, it was the best decision I ever made. So I'm never gonna tell you not to do that. I think it's so important, 100%. However, I will say, like, I think just the scariest thing is that like a lot of stuff's happening all at once. But I do think that these are things that did need to happen. It's just that they're kind of all rushed is kind of the big issue. But just to hopefully dispel some of your concern there, you know what I mean? No, like space aliens. The aliens, the real aliens. The ones that very much exist. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. It's the aliens. What is that from? What is that from? Hold on. Alien? Is it iCarly? Did you just reference? No. Did you reference Drake and Josh? Is that what you just did in my chat? Yeah, no racist chat, please. Big facts. That threw me off a bit. But did you reference Drake and Josh? This dungeon is a joke. Man, it sounds like another Monday. I know, right? I'm about to eat those words for sure. But yeah, I feel like the thing is 12s are so easy. Like 12s I think are actually way easier than 10s. Just because one, the players are better, but two, like you don't have to deal with the affix and everything. A lot of that stuff, like a lot comes together. But do you know what I'm talking about with Drake and Josh? There was that episode where like they were tired of Megan doing a bunch of pranks on them, so they pranked her and got some people to like come out and dress as aliens because she was like all about space or whatever for that episode or something. And she just ran around like the aliens. She was like going crazy and stuff. This is gonna hurt, so I'm gonna have to fly over here really quick and then press rewind. It's just so far away, man. It's like right out of our range. Aliens, I heard them. Yes? Okay, dude, I knew. I was like, wait. The way you typed that, it reminded me of something. You're fine, Cecil. You were fine. It threw me off though, because I didn't know what you were talking about at first, and I realized you that's what you meant. But that's why I looked a little stunned. So, recently I did a coaching session with someone, and they were playing Mistweaver, and they were really struggling on this boss. And I realized that they were healing this boss just fine, but what they were doing is, you know how this does a lot of damage? In order to heal people up before that big smack of damage, they were saving their Jade Empowerment stacks. And so like basically they were using all of their other cooldowns now, like for these mechanics, and then they were using Jade Empowerment for that mechanic. But the problem is the boss takes like 99 or something crazy percent less damage. Oh, I'll fly over here. This is so annoying. Ooh. All right. Something's changed. It's throwing me off. Oh no, everyone's like I had literally shifted my camera. It's funny because like, you know, you shift over your camera a few inches and that is a large perspective change. But I shifted my camera from like here to there, so it's about like I mean it's like a foot. It's like a foot different. But is it that different though? That's crazy. So far people have said that it's fine. People have said it's fine, but I don't. If it's bad, I could just move it back over. You know what I mean? It's like it's no issue. But I figured like when I'm like just sitting between keys, chatting with you guys, like looking at this monitor, it's kind of weird me doing that. And like here, I'm very intentionally like looking at the game. Okay, I need to be very careful here. Okay, we can head on out again and soak. Like, I feel like I just get to handle that mechanic in slow motion on Evoker and just pray that everyone, like, uses a defensive or something. What character has the highest item level? You know what I've been doing this time? Because I thought it would actually be valuable information. And I'm glad I did it because it kind of answers that question, Marie, is I've been... ooh, we actually got some IO for that. Oh, pff, I knew we would. But I need to trade my key in before I forget really quick. Where is she? She's here. Ooh, what did we get that we don't need? I do. A secret technique. Will reside where they can do no more harm and be studied by Cardinal Al until our fortunes meet again. Oh, finally we get to get rid of these horrible trinkets. The horrible trinkets. I think I actually get rid of this heroic one. Right? Yeah. That one sucks. Okay. Trade in my key. What do we get? Before I answer, I'll finish answer. We got another gambit. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's troll. That is troll. But we got the trinket. What was I saying? Oh, so like what item level is everyone at? So in the graphic that I'm making at the end of each episode, so okay, our Zephyr's off cooldown. Appreciate the meow. But in the graphic that I make at the end of every episode, I've been like freezing in time my characters. So like I'm not gonna show like right now my monk is like 718 item level because I raid on it and stuff. However, in that graphic, I stopped it at like 706, whatever it got to 3K on. So let me pull up that graphic from our last episode. So this is the item level that like all the characters got to 3K on. So 706, 706 for the resto specs. I guess this is the slightly behind one. That's my face. Don't look at it. Where the heck? Oh, it's because I haven't edited the Paladin one yet. But yeah, so basically everyone's kind of roughly the same. Now, I will say that the Evoker is probably the highest item level because it's one of the ones that I've spent the most time grinding at the beginning, and then I stopped for a long time. I also see your chat, Marcel. But I spent a lot of time at the start grinding on it, so I got like a big burst, and then of gear, and then from then on, like it's just been vaults. So this one kind of is ahead of everything because it's gotten like just like one more vault slot than the priest, and you know. However, for the most part, they're all landing at about like 706 by the time that they get to 3K. But I don't want to do another one. We're going to just keep doing these 12s until we can trade our key in for one that we don't have. So let's look for like a Halls, Arakara, Streets. But I know Streets we could go up to like 14 if we need to. I just don't know if we'd ever get into a 14. But we're not going to waste a ton of time queuing up the keys today. I'm going to be like very realistic and then trying to push our own key as much as I can. Just trying to play as much games as we can today. But we need these 12s, man. We need these 12s. But yeah, I just shifted my camera over because I was looking at my background and it's like it was just all couch and curtain. I was like, I don't know, like I have this cool picture here that would add like some difference in what it looks like. I also have lighting that's not as straight on, so like my light is there, but my camera's here now. So like I don't know. I just figured it'd be a little bit better. Ooh, we joined a 13 actually, which is huge. And it's funny because we failed a 13 before. I'm gonna say, yo, what's good? So yeah, they're all pretty much the same except for my monk. Like I said, I raid on my monk, so it's at like 718 right now. Although it's missing some pretty important pieces of gear. Like I still don't have an antenna from raid, and it's either I get an antenna or ideally I get the trinket from Fractalus, so that I can have the like double set from the raid. Because I have the weapon on the raid, or from the raid, but I don't have the trinket to go with the weapon. Am I gonna play Remix? I do plan on a little bit. The thing is though, is I'm gonna see what the interest is. Like, if I start streaming Remix and like clearly like I see like the viewer count goes up a little bit, then like quickly everyone leaves the stream because it's like they don't want to watch Remix. You can kind of tell these things as a streamer. Like, if it's very clear that no one wants to watch Remix, then I'll probably stop. But I do really want to remake my Druid, my Shaman, my Paladin. Like, I want to remake all my healers that I want to make basically it's a free name change, right? So I do want to do that. Also, there's some pretty cool cosmetics that I really do want to get. So, yeah. So ideally I do play it, but like I said, if there's no real interest in me streaming it, then I'm not gonna stream it. But I did do quite a bit of the mop remix. I did it all off stream. I streamed for like a day, and it was very clear. Like, people just, I don't blame you, but don't tell them I failed a 13. Oh man, I'll try to keep that information from them. But like I streamed it for like a day, and it's like very clear. Like no one wanted to watch you play it, which is fine. But I played a lot off stream and got a bunch of these like really cool cosmetics, and all throughout the year, like people would ask me like, where'd you get that cosmetic? Like that cloak is so cool. And I'll tell them you had to play Mop Remix. And they're like, oh, okay, I didn't play that. So, but we got that trinket. But I need to remember, I need to don't you have to like bind this trinket with someone? Question is like, what stat do I don't think I care about a stat. I'm just gonna bind with I'll bind with the Paladin. I feel like Paladins have really consistent damage. So just giving him a little bit of extra haste is pretty cool. Alright, we're already in it. 13 Floodgate. This would be huge.
3, 2, 1.
Let's do it.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The tank said he's not gonna pull like the buzzsaw guy. Oh boy. Our tank is a chef. Oh god, this route. Oh, I haven't done this route since like season 1. I haven't pulled this trash in forever, man. When do I lust? I'm not gonna lust. We're gonna leave it up to the mage. I'm gonna stun these guys. Hopefully I don't grab that spider. Okay, I didn't grab it. He like pulled it with like a moonfire or something maybe. thing. I'll get like one kick off this whole pool, so I just wanted to use it. I wanted that thing on cooldown. I'm gonna knock up to stop the reload. It's kind of weird pulling this Undercrawler like late because now it's just living, you know. But look, this was the most low effort pull I've ever done, and we just a casual 2.2 million damage. This makes like kind of unreal. Yo, what's up, Jay Luna? Also, Jade Luna, it gave you an orange today. Beautiful. Perfect for Halloween. I think my two favorite colors, my number one favorite color is purple. And then my second favorite color, I think, is orange. I used to answer that orange was my favorite, but it's really not. I forgot that we have a blood warper here. I'm just going to do a communion ramp. I don't... This route is very weird. When's the last time you guys did this route? Because legit, I have not done this route in forever. But I think the draw is that you just get to come here and lust Big Mama. We're gonna dispel the tank. I think that's like the reason why you would do this route. Oof, tank is under some heat because of those casts. As opposed to lusting that big pack first off. But I think with all the adaptations to the route that people have done over the year, like, people just go straight to Kiza and the, you know, Bront guy. So I feel like those aren't really, like, lust timing isn't really an issue anymore in this dungeon. But this was one way that people kind of tried to alleviate the lust woes in this dungeon at the start of the War Within. But for this phase, we're just going to, like, Temporal Anomaly and Dream Breath just to keep hots on people. Try to keep Reversion. Trying to keep even damage. So, like, this guy had, like, 60-something% health, so we're just going to stick to him. An Anomaly. But what I'm not going to do is I'm going to try not to Verdant Embrace just to guarantee that I have it for the big phase. And I'm going to not use cooldowns. Like, hopefully not Spirit Bloom. Obviously, I would if I needed to, but right as these ads are dying, I'm gonna Fire Breath, so that dot is ticking for the Big Mama phase. And then here, once this phase starts, I'm gonna pop Stasis, Temporal Anomaly. So now we have a fat Stasis lined up. Let's get a few Living Flames to delay when we need to pop that Stasis, and now we can pop the Stasis. Beautiful. So for the next one, we'll have, like, Zephyr. We'll have Rewind. Like, we have some big cooldowns lined up, too. And Stasis is such a low cooldown that I think we'll have it up every other jump start. I'm pretty sure it's every other one, because the jump starts, you know, it really depends on how quickly you kill the ads, but normally kill the ads in about a minute. Just keeping Reversion, keeping Hots ticking on people. Try to keep our tank healthy. Yeah, this 13's gonna be pretty big. The problem is with this route, I have no idea where we go after this boss. Because, you know, normally after this boss you get this barricade and then you go upstairs and stuff. I don't know here. We have Communion. Go on Zephyr. Okay. We can do some big damage here, I guess. But more importantly, I just need to heal. No point in taking, like, a risk this early in the dungeon, you know? Ooh, Mage. Killing me. All right. Ooh, we are very much in a weird spot. Ooh, that cast was also kind of sussing me out. We are in a... Oh, the tank got clobbered. No! It's me versus the world. Dude. Ah! Why? Oh man, pretty sure the little circles that come out that like the guys fly over. Pretty sure the tank stood in that and just got one shot. It's killing me, man. What's up, Kaj? Said, hey, what's your opinion on old school RuneScape? Ooh man, so I never played RuneScape. I used to. I've downloaded it once on my dad's like little laptop way back when. Whoa, Red Patch with the Prime sub. What's good, Red Patch? Appreciate the support. Um, but yeah, I downloaded it on my dad's computer a long time ago. Like I'm talking like I was in like sixth grade, and oh, are we doing the? I'll do the 12. I'll do the 12. Um, but so they just kicked the tank and we're requeuing. But yeah, I downloaded it, loaded it up. I was like, this is pretty boring, and then turned it off. So I never like got that initial hook. Um, but yeah. Other than that, like I know a lot of people love it. Like I know every time I watch a Kit Boga stream, sometimes he'll just be playing RuneScape while he's streaming and like prank calling and stuff. Um, oh, the tank requeued. The tank is like, not on my watch. You don't kick me. Now that you have more perspective near to the end of the 3K race, which healer has been the absolute fun standout? Personally, for me, I thought it would be Shaman. Like, I really did. But so far, I think the most fun was very easily Resto Druid this tier, which was not what I expected. I hated Resto Druid at the beginning of the tier. I was like, God, this is so annoying. Then once you get the 4 set, it got a lot better. And then once I dropped the treants, the little, the little treant guy talent, I was like, dude, this build is so clean. Like this build, it's so obvious what you do at all moments. Like it just feels so nice. You're also weaving in and out, but it's not like super stressful. You also don't do a crap load of damage like you used to as a cat weaver. So it's like if you don't want to cat weave a little bit more, like if you don't want to be super optimized, like it's fine. So I thought Restager was like a very clear winner so far. I mean, we still have the Evoker. The Evoker's like up there. The Evoker's definitely in the topper, upper half, or as some say, topper half. But yeah, this spec was like my number one coming out of the beta or the PTR, and while this spec is still very fun, I think on the beta the dungeons were tuned in such a way where like you were either just allowed to do a ton of damage in a key or you weren't, and the ones where you were allowed to do a ton of damage, the spec went crazy. Whereas like in actual WoW, like now that we're in live, like you have moments where you can do big damage, you have moments where you can't do damage. So this spec is kind of like it's hit or miss. That's funny. A friend convinced me to play old school RuneScape today, kicking chickens while watching. Interesting. I know a lot of people really like swear by old school RuneScape. Ooh, the tank. Oh, we didn't have a tank. Okay. But like a lot of people love it, and I'm sure it's very nice. I mean, also it goes to or it's worth noting that like it's still such a classic version of itself. Like it's obviously a lot's changed, but like it's still RuneScape for what RuneScape is, and people still love it. It's like the same people that like WoW Classic and like to go back to the simpler version of the game. More power to you. Also, I just realized we had a fire mage that go. I don't think I've had a single fire mage in my keys all season. May a worthy tank queue quickly. I appreciate that. I'm sure they will. Like, oh, he listed it as a 13. They kicked me? No shot, dude. What did I do? What did I do? He kicked me. That's so rude. You know what? May not a good tank queue up. How about that? What did I do? I didn't do anything. Oh my goodness. That's unreal. Okay, let's look for another 12 that we need though. So Dawnbreaker, Ecodome, Gambit are the ones that we don't need. So Gambit, Ecodome, Dawnbreaker. So our car we do. Like I'm what did we do? What did I do to get kicked? I don't get it. So far, the one that I cannot connect with is Holy Priest. It does heal a ton, but I feel like in panic and without cooldowns all the time, and somehow with 1.5k HPS most of the time. I mean, so the thing about Holy Priest is like, for me, with premonition, you can do a lot of healing just because you always have a premonition charge, basically, you know. Then you also can have Divine Hymn and Apotheosis. So I think like having played Holy Priest back in the day when literally all you had was Apotheosis, like that's it. So you had to be very picky and choosy about when you used Apotheosis. Like having played that version of it, I think this version is a lot more forgiving in the cooldown department. But I don't know. I'm still just something about Holy Priest just isn't capturing me this tier. Something about it. All right, let's fly. Dude, that's baffling. Like, I healed through a bunch of heal checks just fine, and then the tank stands in a swirly and gets one shot, and then I get kicked. What the heck? Zarkenfrude 21. What a name. I'm going to call you Zark, but Zarkenfrude, just know that in my head I'm saying it fully every time, because that's a great name. Said, was watching Vlad's tank series, now watching this. What would you think is the easiest healer to play for new healers to pick up? Easiest healer's gotta be either Holy Priest, because its kit is like just really simple. It's if a person takes damage, you literally cast the spell heal. Where am I going? But also Resto Shaman's pretty easy. It also has some like very powerful cooldowns that are honestly very easy to do. You know, you just press the cooldown and it either does the healing for you in Healing Tide Totem, or it just says, hey, do healing and I'll do more, you know, in Ascendance. So I think Resto Shaman's very easy. Just make sure that you keep Unleash Life on cooldown. It's a crappy little spell, but if you press it every 15 seconds, then you'll summon like a little clone of yourself to help you heal every 15 seconds. So that's kind of it. That's like the big upkeep. Why do I choose to fly to these places? I have no idea how to navigate this world. Yet every time I get kicked from a group, I'm like, I'm going to fly. Looks like we go this way. Of course, Zark. And I do recommend Resto Shaman because one of their other cooldowns is called Spirit Link Totem. I'm sure you've seen it, especially if you've been watching Vlad this season. I'm sure you've seen plenty of Resto Shamans. But the reason why that's such a good beginner cooldown is because it's good in any situation. You know, is your tank about to die? Slap down a Spirit Link Totem, stand in it with the tank, and then now your tank's at like half health, you know? And he literally is basically unkillable. Is your whole party about to die? Slap down Spirit Link Totem, like no one can die in it. Is a big damage event about to happen? Spirit Link Totem got you covered, you know? So it's definitely, it's one of those specs, you know? It's one of those specs. Also, as a Resto Shaman, you actually get kicks, and yeah, you have a lot of utility too. So, especially Zark, if you're used to playing tank, I don't know if you have like played along with Vlad through his tank series, but if you're used to playing tank, you're probably used to having like a lot of mob control. And Resto Shaman has, I was like picturing like Randy Jackson saying, "Sorry, dog." Aggro, but no, he's saying, sorry, I have dog aggro, but they have a lot of mob control. You have an AoE stun that's on a really low cooldown, an AoE knockup, a short cooldown kick, but you can use it from afar, and like, you know, it's basically a melee kick from afar. It's just really good, really easy. Yeah, lots of fun too. You can also it's also one of those specs that like the spells kind of are very simple. Like you have spot heals, and you have AoE heals and chain heal, you know. You have spot damage with lightning bolt, chain lightning's your AoE damage, so it's pretty simple in that sense.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, evoker time. Plus 12 Arakara. We could just absolutely slam this dungeon
5, 4,
if all goes well.
2, 1.
I swear this has been the dungeon this tier where your group either fails on the first boss, you know, like maybe the ads get to the boss or something, or oh, I thought we were stopping. Our tank hesitated. I'm flying. Oh, I might die here. Hold on.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
That is so cringe. I'm back. But you either like fail on the first boss or you like time the dungeon with like so much time left. And so far with me dying like an idiot, it's already kind of looking like that first one. But just gotta polish up the shrill. See, the one downside to this event, well, one of many downsides is you have such a long kick. So like I kicked some cast that was aimed my way, and you just kind of have to sit there and watch those casts go off, you know. So that's why this has been like the most frustrating reason why I haven't like fully enjoyed Evoker. I think Evoker's kit as a whole is really fun. We gotta dispel the tank. I think their kit is like really fun, but oh, tank. I'm the tank now.
Your survival wasn't necessary.
But like the drawbacks to the spec make it like really kind of unplayable for a season. You know, I say that knowing very well that like I'm about to have to go and push on a priest, and that's gonna be miserable. Tank said, "I'm so done doing that pool." Also damage healing. Legit, this timer's like so free, we still could be fine. So I'm glad these people are like, they typed out like, no one kicking, and then now we're just playing again. I'm not even worried. I feel like we can still time it. Except for this guy, he's yapping. We're still fine, I believe. If we time this key, next round's on me. Yeah, my kick was on CD as well. Apparently the Og Evoker, which by the way we have an Og Evoker, the Og Evoker kicked nothing. But also, we're typing, and everyone got out damaged by the tank there. I'm just like, oh, man. We still doing this clearly? I believe it is just a 12. Now, look, everyone's afraid to use their kick for that, including myself. I wonder how many kicks were just used on that, that shrill. Yeah, this is like the good thing about this dungeon is that it kind of goes quickly when you fail. You fail really early on. Like, it's very clear what the group's going to look like early on, you know. So if I like interrupts, play shaman. If I hate interrupts, play priest. 100%. So okay, it's a meme. It's kind of a meme, but it's so true. Like if you want to feel like you're in control, play shaman. But there kind of is this like something nice about priest not having a kick, because then you know if a cast goes off, you had nothing to do with it. Like your group should have played as if you don't have a kick, because you don't. You know. But like on one hand, it sucks like when you get killed by like a firebolt. But on the other hand, it's like it's kind of comforting knowing that you couldn't have done anything anyways, you know. So it's like it's good for all the wrong reasons though, but. I mean, like, I would rather just not have a kick and play priest than have a kick that's like a, what is it, a 45-second cooldown? What is this kick? 40-second cooldown? 40 seconds feels like, it feels bad. It feels like just too long to be like, it's just always not up when you need it, you know? Whereas, like, literally priest's kick is never up because they don't have one, but. Also, hey, what about Resto Druid losing their kick in Midnight? It's crazy. I feel like they had just gotten it right with Fluid Form kicking, like swapping you in a cat form and kicking. Oh my goodness, this rogue just put something kind of crazy in chat. Like I feel like they had just gotten it right and. Kind of sucks that they're getting rid of it, but whatever. Druid was fun to play it before they had a kick. It'll be fun after. I was with the tank the other day, literally bringing the first boss over to all the little spider egg ads, and then he got mad about the healing. Sometimes the real boss is to defeat your teammates. Yeah, honestly, well, okay, so that is... Help. Honestly, that is a strategy, and so what a lot of people do is they take the ads, they take the boss to the ads, and then if all the players play between the boss and the ads, just for future reference, I'm not saying that you did anything wrong, and I'll get to that, but if all the players play between the boss and the ads, then the ads will just sit there and chew on the players, and they won't keep walking because they walk to the players. The only thing is if they get in like the proximity of the boss will jump to them. So that's the reason why they did that strat. But it's not your fault. The reason why I'm saying it's not your fault is because like unless that was communicated, you can't expect everyone to know that strat, especially because it is kind of like a more recent way that people are dealing with that mechanic. You know what I mean? So you just can't expect people to know what you're thinking in a key or what strat you're planning on doing without saying anything, right? But that's their intention. But yeah, that's just a bad way to go about it. To do it without communicating and then flame the healer, that's just not good. Not good at all. I mean, a stasis did not need to stasis, so let's just unleash it. Let's go. Boss time. So yeah, like, our tank could intend to do that strat, and maybe, like, a DPS just doesn't know it. And that's the thing is, it's fine to do strats that, like, people might not know if you kind of explain it first so that they can't not know, you know? Do you know? Because I don't know. It's like our tank's already moving toward him, so it's like... Obviously, I know what his intentions are, but it would have been nice for him to say something. Also, I just used Fire Breath. Stupidly. See, like, my ad wants to chew at me, and they don't really do that much damage. But as long as the players kind of stand here, the ads will stop moving toward the boss will stop moving toward the ads. Oh, goodness. He almost did it. So, like, now I'm going to save my Fire Breath. Try to help with this damage. Now we just slam the boss. One thing I can do is I can use my flight, like my little dash thing before this movement. It's like, I just used my dash, but I used it stationary. And then now I can cast Chrono Flames while we move. Which is a pretty cool way to handle that mechanic. It basically gives you Spirit Walker's Grace. It might be a talent that lets you have that, but it's pretty nice. Hey, I'm excited for No More Weak Aura. Was forced into using it. Oh. Glad to see it gone. I will say for raiding, I'm very happy to see Weak Auras go. But as far as like customization, I just feel like Weak Auras is so unmatched, specifically on customization. So like I am excited to see how much like what the competitive side of this game looks like without Weak Auras, but I don't know. I am someone who really does like customization in games that I play. And that I am a little bit, you know, of a downer for. But I think everyone, no matter what your opinions are, I feel like everyone has different opinions on this. And that's kind of what I learned when I made my videos, that, like, there are people on all sides of the aisle. And I think that's actually really cool. Like, it's cool that everyone has such different opinions on this. This is very awkward because the boss is in the webs. But we did it. Nice. Here, I think I'm just going to rewind. I don't really need to. Maybe I just save rewind for the next pack, because the next pack is kind of scary. I can do a big spirit bloom there though. I mean, we wasted so much time in the beginning. I do like the idea of no weak auras, but I do worry about the blizzard situation for cooldown tracking. Yeah, and the thing is, like, the reason why I'm not, like, super pressed about the whole cooldown tracking side of it, for my personal sake, like, I understand there are some people just need better add-ons, like, for one reason or another, and it's just not my business to worry about that. But the reason why I personally don't mind the weak auras too much, or the cooldown tracker too much, is because I know it's literally their first iteration, basically. Like, yes, they probably should have had it long ago, but they didn't, and, you know, we can't really change it. Oh, stop that. Can't really go back and change that, but this is kind of like the rough draft, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's probably going to make it into the game as, like, a version that we still probably will call a rough draft. However, this is going to be, like, just their first implementation, and over the years, you know, we've seen all these add-ons develop so much that I'm sure a company like Blizzard will also develop equally, if not even more, in that amount of time. So over time, it'll probably get to where you can customize it just as much as you could, like a weak aura. It's just that now they'll have more control over what it can track and stuff. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm not like, I'll be honest, I'm not like excited about this round of changes, but I am optimistic for the near future, you know? Like, I think they're going to do just as good as they possibly can, but it's just, like I said, I just don't think that. For a while, I'll probably be like, man, I wish I could do this still. Wish I could do this still. Wish I could do this still, but give it enough time, I'll be used to it. I'll probably end up liking it more, and I totally admit that. Like, I'm totally fine with that. And I'm always happy to try new things. Like, one of the thing that my mother-in-law always says is that she loves, like, how willing I am to try foods, like just anything. And look, maybe I'm just, it's a roundabout way to say I'm big boned, you know, but no, she just like, I'll try anything once, no matter how, like, you know, different it is to anything that I've tried before. And I'm kind of like that in like all not just food, you know. I'm like that. Like I'm down to just ride something out and just see. I think this is going to go well. Just give it enough time, and I'm sure it'll be fine, you know. That's just how I am, so. Blizz should allow add-ons to work with information that already is on basic UI, your HP buffs, etc. I think they are. I mean, I think they are. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean, but like then it's once you crack the door, it flies open when it comes to these kinds of things. So that's kind of why they can't allow something, because the moment that you allow one, like the moment that you allow something, there's just different ways to like abuse it. You know what I mean? So then, and you can't, like, once you crack the door and it flies open, you can't then go back on every individual thing, you'll have to just slam the door shut again. So we would just kind of delay the inevitable at that point. But I've said this a couple times, and I just think, as annoying as it's gonna be to kind of like basically relearn the game, I do hope that it still feels like. I still hope that it. My biggest concern is they're changing so much that we do run the risk of it just not feeling as polished as WoW feels today. And I'm sure some people would agree or disagree, but that's a different argument. But I think the reason why I love WoW is because it is exactly what WoW is today, And with so much changing, we do just run the risk of it, being a completely different game in a year, And that's kind of my only real concern, to be honest. They made the game too easy because we have no add-ons now. It's still gonna be hard. Still definitely gonna be hard. It's just gonna be different. It's gonna be hard in a different way. What's a good example? Look, if you look at a game like Dark Souls, that game has such a simple UI. Super simple. There's not a bunch of stuff. There's not all these external things you need to flash on your screen. Super simple UI. It's just you versus the boss, and you just see your abilities. You can check your inventory, all this stuff. Dang, I am getting casted on non-stop, dude. It still finds a way to be super, super hard. So I think people are mistaking simplicity for ease, and I personally don't think they... I think there's a... it makes sense. Like, things that are super complicated tend to be harder, but you can find the same difficulty in a simple UI, Add-ons do make the game easier, though. That's what I'm saying. It's like they're removing they're scaling down the difficulty, but then scaling down the what the add-ons can do for us. So it's kind of, in a way, it balances. But look, we can talk about this all day, and I would be happy to. But the truth is that we still have 4 months, and I think I still see, like, even still, I see so many people. Not you guys. I mean, we're being very chill and, like, everyone here's, no one's doing this, but like I still see so many people, like, absolutely, like, hardcore panicking, and I'm like, dude, it is not that deep. Like, it's kind of like how when people were like, oh my gosh, the rapture's tomorrow, let me sell my house, And it's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, clearly we were left behind for the rapture, sure. Oh gosh, the rapture, that definitely happened, right? No, I think, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm like that, and that I'm very go with the flow. I'll figure it out. Plus, one of my favorite things about this game is making an add-on package. Like, I love sitting here, like, I'll load into a new spec and be like, how can I optimize my weak auras? Like, that's one of my favorite things about this game. And while I'm losing that, on the bright side, I do get to go through and remake all of my healer add-ons again, which I'm kind of, like, excited for. It's kind of like, you know how in, like, grade school, whenever you were given a project, you'd be like, oh, this sucks. Or, like, you were given an assignment, like, I have to go read a book. This sucks. But then you were given a project where it's like, make a poster board of this. And you're like, hell yeah. Like, it sucks that I have to do this work, but, like, honestly, maybe that's just me. I probably just outed myself as a major dork. But my point is, like, some things are more fun than others, right? Even if it is just busy work. I kind of am excited to figure out how I like my default Blizzard UI. Oh god, how do you do this mechanic? Do I just fly away? Okay. Also, we just lusted, and since we're so far behind on time, odds are we are only going to get that one lust this dungeon. So, I feel like, I don't know, this boss does die very slowly, but I don't think this is, like, the ideal lust, honestly, if you only have one for the rest of the dungeon. I feel like since we're behind on time, we would have liked to have pulled, like, a bunch of overseers and maybe that Hulk guard or whatever, hulking blood guard. and then just gone crazy with damage and like try to get a bunch of percent all at once. And I don't know, but this is pretty, you get very good lust uptime on a boss, so I'm sure it's fine. Dude, our Augmentation Evoker cut it kind of close there with that breath. Right now, game is unplayable without add-ons. Yeah, but that's kind of the point, is this game isn't, at that point, we're not playing WoW, we're playing weak auras, you know? To the point that you're making, right? So the game's going to change a lot. Add-ons are going to change a lot. It's going to balance out. Whether that balance is equal is still to be seen. But I'm here regardless. I mean, that's not true. If somehow the game is awful and everything, and like, I'm not gonna just stick with it, right? But that's the thing, is I don't think this is gonna completely ruin the game, or at least my enjoyment of the game. Now, I really do feel for like people that play all those specs that have been like super gutted. Like, what are some of the specs? Like, I know Frostmage is one. Hasn't Frostmage just been, like, turbo gutted? That's a little bit more of a reason to kind of doom. You're like, oh, well, then why have I spent, like, 20 years perfecting Frostmage? Then now it's just, you know what I mean? So that's a bit more understandable, but even still, I am just an optimistic person. I feel like it's going to be okay. And I'll do what I can to make it easy on everyone. Yo, what's up, Dragon Redux? That's a name I haven't seen in a few days. How are you doing, man? Good to see you. Raid mechanics will be easier? Yeah, but I mean, the game's not going to be so easy that the Race the World First is going to be over in a day. You know what I mean? It's still probably going to take the same amount of time, and if it takes the same amount of time for them, it's just going to be more fun to watch, too, because it's just going to be good players playing like good players, you know? But we have 6 minutes. We need to be a little crazy. Let's just type YOLO in the chat, and hopefully the tank gets it. I'm trying to fly. We have 6 minutes. Do we have enough time to time this? Not if we pull normally. Like, I'm talking pull everything here, right? Like, Quadra Overseers, go crazy. At least double Overseer. Which I guess maybe the next pull's gonna be double. Or maybe this Overseer's like, you know what, Chris? I got you. Let me just creep up these stairs for a second. External the tank. I have all my hots on him. I am spamming cast into him. Four minutes. I believe. How long will it take to kill this boss? I don't care, but I'm going to do as much damage as possible here. I need to just hard focus this Overseer, the high health one. Oh, tank standing in the puddle is not what we needed. Oh, and then he took a res in the puddle. Oh no.
Wasn't necessary.
I mean, yeah, no one kicked the cast, but it's not why we wiped. Dang, dude. We'll have to wait and see how classes turn out too, since they're simplifying them, but maybe that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a good thing. You know, people have been saying that for a couple months now, where like, if you go to your spellbook as a monk and type in Renewing Mist and just watch the glow, or type in Riptide on a Resto Shaman, like, spells aren't just the spells. The spells are like a book worth of talents each, you know? So the game, I think, will be better off with some customization, or with some simplification. All right, big sad. I don't think we needed that percent. I feel like once these 2 drones die, we have percent, right? Yeah, we had percent. Our tank just pulled all these carriers, but... Oh man, I really just like... I could really use for this series to just like go well from here on out. Like if we had no failed keys, if we didn't get stuck in Priory for a whole eternity, like I could really use that. But I swear it's always like the dumbest way to wipe, we'll find it, you know? It's crazy. But it's also like, you know, I'll use this example again, but yeah, raid mechanics will be easier, but no matter how easy they make these raid bosses next tier, they're not going to be nearly as easy as Fractalus was with the add-on, you know? Or with the weak ore that literally played the game for you. It's like, yes, the game will be easier, but in totality, will it really, you know? Stop chasing me! Goodness gracious. Also, the tank in the corner strat's kind of interesting. I've never seen any tanks do this. This Black Blood really doesn't like me. I'm just gonna stand here. I'll be melee. I don't think I can trade my key in on a key that we failed, right? Like, you have to time the key to trade it in, I'm pretty sure. Dang, we still need this key, though. But really, we just need to do... Maybe I just do our 12. Like, we don't need what my key is, but... Honestly, at this point, I think we just push our own key, even though we'll get actually no IO for it. Alright, big sad. Big sad. Unless we get a trinket, then it's not sad at all. Dang. I saw purple and thought we were good. Alright. I think that's like the first time I've seen an augmentation evoker too. Never see augmentations. 100 dubs ways to whip? What? Could be a neat compilation. 100 dubs ways. Okay, are you saying 100 dumb ways to wipe? Could be a neat compilation, but like lots of work. So yeah, I've thought about these like season long compilations, and that's just like I wouldn't be able to do that. That's so much, you know. It's also a lot of stuff that I would have to store on my computer. You know what I mean? Like a lot of footage and stuff. Do we run back the R card? We do need this key. Can I talk to the lady? She doesn't even show up. How rude. Can do a streets. Streets 12. Can do a streets 13. Or 14 even. I feel like streets is turbo chill. What have y'all found has been like the easiest key? Like, maybe, I guess not even easiest. What's the key that you kind of like surprise yourself at how you always like time it? You know what I mean? Because for me, it's easily been streets. I think that's like it either is just the easiest key this tier, or I've just had like crazy good luck. Maybe I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's the easiest tier. What does come next after all healers are 3K? By the way. So I am going on a family vacation at the end of the month this month. And then after that vacation is when me and Vlad are doing our thing. So me and Vlad are going to be doing our series early in November. So like anytime from like November 2nd. I guess I could check the dates. Let's see. November 2nd will be the first day. So we'll probably start like on November 3rd, maybe 4th, 5th, like in this range. But between now and then, so say that I finish, you know, on this Friday, right? Then I'll have, oh my goodness, I'll have like a couple, I guess like 2 weeks maybe before I go on my vacation. And I'll probably be playing some Legion Remix. I might push some Monk keys, like I do want to actually get some IO on the Monk. But we'll kind of just be just keeping on the grind in some ways. I think Hall is a pretty easy key. I definitely think it depends on how the group, like, I think any key depends on how the group performs, but depends on, like, kicks. Like, if kicks are happening, then the key is super easy. But yeah, I definitely think Hall's has been pretty sleeper easy. Like, obviously, you'll have failed Hall's keys and stuff, but it's a lot easier than I thought it would be. Hey, there we go. Okay, we're in a Streets 12. This key should be extremely easy. Let's go import there. You have a 13 prior Silphco. Am I invited to this 13 priory? Also, first time chatter, Silphco. Welcome into the stream. You can fail a heroic if the group is up for the chat. Honestly, yeah, I've literally failed a 2 on this character. But if you're doing that 13 priory and you need a healer to come and breathe on you, I got you. Also, I love the name Silphco. It reminds me of Pokemon. I have a book somewhere, but it's a guide, like a strategy guide of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green that I had like when I was a kid, like super young, and I don't know. It's super beat up. Like it's the most beat up book you've ever seen. Like the pages are they crack because it's been I took it to a swim meet when I was a kid, I remember, and it rained like really bad that day, so it got trapped in the rain, so all the pages were like crunchy. All the pages are super torn up. Like that book saw so much love. Yeah, what's up, Landbrian? Good to see you. How's that evoker life going? Honestly, it's not the worst. We did just have a 12 hour car that was like kind of over before it started, but we just stuck it out and finished it. But we just need to time a 12 so that we can trade in our key for a 12 that we need. But we timed a 12 gambit a second ago, and our key became a gambit. So it's like, kind of sucks. It'd be easy. I mean, I'll come do it. Yeah. I feel bad, but that way they get to have a more meta healer is why I'm leaving, right? I'll just search for it. 13 Priory. Let's blast it. Well, that's weird. You can search for all the normal dungeons too. Don't need to leave group. It's fine. We didn't really need that key anyways. It's totally fine. But we'll blast it. We'll absolutely blast it. Our evoker is like one of our more geared alts too. I feel like this tier set though is like insane. Like absolutely insane. It's kind of a shame that no one like played this tier set on like in raid. Like I know Flame Shaper's crazy, but like you would think that how crazy this tier set is in Mythic Plus that it would be like an amount of good in raid, but it's just it's a lot worse, you know. I find my press keys get kind of hectic for me. I mean, it is kind of like a no. We won't get the deserter flag for that. We didn't start the key. We don't get the deserter flag for that, right? Pretty sure we did. We weren't even like in the group. We had just joined it, right? Okay, now you have me doubting because they can just like re-queue it. It's fine. They're probably breathing a sigh of relief with how the community perception is about Prez Evoker. They're probably like, oh, thank God we don't have to get healed by a Prez Evoker. But really, Prez Evoker's crazy. You posted? Okay. Let's jam it. Hold on. Are you NA or EU? Probably should have checked this first. You had me scared, Mario. Had me scared. NA? Okay. 13 Priory, right? Where you at, though? Oh, you were in that group with me? Oh, I'm so stupid. 13 Priory. My bad, my bad. Oh no, so then two people just backed out of the key. That's funny. We can just like spin what crests we have, I guess, at this point, right? I mean, yeah, we'll get a vault tomorrow, but you know, we have to play as if we're getting to 3K right now. There we go. I'm guessing Dutch Master. Oh yeah, we're upgrading some nice pieces. 710. You know what's kind of sad is that none of the alts got the boots, like the raid boots, which is kind of sad. Can you shoot me a message in game? I'm not unless one of these is you. Are you Abomaman? Abomaman? Abamimam? Wait. Abamamam. Are you Dutch Master? You're Bastian. Bastian. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Is like randomly listing under another dungeon, maybe? Okay, what realm are... I guess I'll just shoot you a message. Bastian. Whisper Bast... Oh, it's letting me message you. We might be on the same server. Oh, you're Tichondrius? Bastion. Okay. I sent you a whisper. We're unfriendly. Ooh. Put plus 13 in the search bar. Aussie's Obama Mom and Dutch Master. Obama Mom. Because I know, like, you can queue up with, like, you can, I'll see allied groups up, right? Interesting. Interesting. Here, how about this? How about I queue my group? And you join up that way. So we got a Gambit 12, and I'm Ra. See if we can find each other this way. That's weird. Why can't I see your group posting? Unless I have you blocked? Question mark. Maybe we were sworn enemies like way back when, and we blocked each other. Now we just can't see each other, and our characters hate each other. That could have happened. You never know. We got Thug Leon. Thug Leon. There you go. Okay, so we aren't sworn enemies. That would have been fun if we accidentally bumped into each other and we actually hate each other. Like, you know, what if like 4 years ago we were in some random Shadowlands dungeon together and you were like, your mom's fat, and I was like, okay, and then like, you know, we just fought that way. Oh, I need to delist. Hold on. Let's promote you. There you go. I'm shadow banned? I bet. Look, I'm not saying anything about Tichondrius, but I wish I was kidding. I have honestly, like, most bad experiences I've had with people in this game were from Tichondrius, and I know it's all a coincidence. I'm not someone who thinks like, oh, just because you're from this realm, you're toxic. I know it's a coincidence, but God, it's such a coincidence, you know? All right, let's slam this 13. Let's make it look easy. Are you going right or left? Because just know, I have a horrible kick cooldown as a Pres Evoker, so if you go right, the boss might get harder. Only joined this round from a guild. Honestly, same. I joined Zul'jin from my guild, and Zul'jin's so chill. I feel like I've never come across, like, ridiculous... I mean, ridiculous people exist on all realms, but so far I feel like Zul'jin's very chill. Bagagwa. But, like, you know, I'm comparing it to my last two realms. I think Bleeding Hollow was actually pretty chill, too. But then I went on to Mal'Ganis for a bit, because my guild was on Mal'Ganis, and man, that was... I did not enjoy my time on Mal'Ganis, dude. Did not enjoy it. I feel like both the guilds that I raided with on Mal'Ganis were, like, pretty, like, honestly, like, toxic raid environments. It's pretty bad. I'm on Moonguard, great server. I mean, you can't be mad while you're on Moonguard. You can be many other emotions, but mad is not one of them. Honestly, though, like, I know Moonguard gets a weird rap from the whole, like, whatever that inn is called, or whatever, Goldshire, I think. Wait, Goldshire, is that a... I think that's right, right? But everyone else that I've ever met on Moonguard is so chill. Like, a lot of people don't make their characters for the freaking Goldshire inn, but some people just make it on Moonguard because it's like it's a pretty fun realm to be on. Like, I've heard nothing but good things about it other than that one specific zone. I have undying hate for Quel'Thalas, Azeroth, and Rag. See, I don't. Like, I understand that, like, one thing that I've learned about games in general is... So, two of the games that I've played in the past are Gears of War and Smite. And Gears of War has, like, a very big scene in Latin America. And what's really cool is when you watch the pro scene, I don't know if it's still like this, but back in the day, you would watch the pro scene, and the Latin American realms played so differently from the like the Northern American realms. I think it was NA versus Latin America. Um, and it was just so interesting to watch, and like you then realize like people like adapt to certain ways of playing because you know, like think of their influence. Like some people have like content creators in different languages that they follow, and then they see them playing a different way, so that's kind of what, you know, develops and stuff. So when you take into account like a lot of people just all over the world, not just like people from different realms that are from there, you know, like they don't have access to all the same guides and stuff that we do unless they get them from a site that has like that offers their language. But not like my guides, for example. Like I haven't posted my guides in different languages. Now I've turned on the auto translate and stuff, but like, you know, some people just don't have access to the same information, so they have to like adapt in different ways. So like a lot of times, like I actually enjoy having a Ragnaros tank because sometimes you'll get some that like do completely different routes, and honestly, sometimes they cook. Like, dude, some of these like Ragnaros tank routes are absolutely insane, and it's like, why aren't we doing that? You know, but it's just because like it's different. Like groups of people can like develop different strategies and stuff. But like, you know, my main point is that like they don't have access to all the information that like in their language, you know. So in that sense, I'm like, I kind of wish that I wish there was a way that you could just like I could record a video, plug it into a website, AI could just translate it to every single language, and then I could just post on like I have like 37 different channels and just post every one of my videos in a different language, you know. But I mean, I guess AI might be there. I just haven't found the way. I love it. People are generally chill, and the world is super populated. I've heard Moonguard's like really. It's hard to make a character on it because it's always so populated. Just random ends in the middle of nowhere will have people ring. Yeah, true. Very unlikely for me. One mistake, they leave or give up the key. See that is what I'm talking about. I've had that experience with Tichondrius. Not saying you, like, you know what I mean. I'm just saying like most of the time, for me, I've had very good experiences with like those three. Um, Yo, what's up, Saint Crits? Hey, mate, how's your palette going? Kind of started playing mine to learn it, and it kind of rocks. It does kind of rock. In fact, it rocks so hard, we already got it to 3K. We finished it earlier this reset week. So I think we finished it maybe on Friday. Either Thursday or Friday, and I'm pretty sure we finished it on Friday. But now we're 4 out of 7. The 3 that we have still to go are the Evoker and both Priest-Specs. And the Evoker's pretty close. The Evoker's pretty close. We just gotta kind of get 12s done on all these dungeons and hopefully slam like 2 13s maybe. Nice one. I'm only on 1600, but in 3 days or so. Yeah, that's awesome. Honestly, the Holy Paladin was crazy. Like, super surprised at how good it is. How's that priest looking? Let me pull it up for you. I can pull up the Raider IO add-on, but I think that doesn't give you like a full scope. So let me pull up the website. Have to pull up my character screen on Raider IO. So this is my priest's character, and the item level is pretty good, 704. The overall IO is 2600, but right now, like, you know, it's kind of split across Holy and Disc. So what we plan on doing is just hardcore pushing Disc, getting it to 3K, and then it'll be a lot easier to get in the keys on the Holy Priest. So it might look like we still have like 2 full healers to push, but really we have like 1.5 after this character. So yeah. But Silco, I have to know, is your name from Pokemon? Like, did you name it after Silpho and Pokemon?
5, 4,
Please book it to corner, no touchy.
1.
I will try not to touchy. Yes? Okay. I figured as much, dude. I grew up like grew up on Pokemon. Like I would literally fake being sick from so I could stay home from school and finish my game of Pokemon Coliseum. Like that's how bad it was. I would only do it like if if I was doing fine in all my classes because I don't know. I wasn't stupid about it, but still, I did it nonetheless. Okay, I'm gonna have to external the hunter. He used his defensive before he got chosen by the pop shot, which is kind of unfortunate. Let's hide. Being extra careful. Oh! Oh! Rest in peace.
Only the strongest survive.
Rest in big peace. Dude, I could not play modern Prop Paladin. I played some of it in back when it was like super good. And I feel like Prop Paladin is the most fun tank to play when it's like broken strong. But when it's anything less than broken, I'm just like not a fan, honestly. But that's the summer soldier in me. It's funny, I'm like super diehard for some specs, but some specs I am a summer soldier for. I will only play it if it's really good. And Prop Paladin is one of those where I'm like, I just couldn't do it. Like I couldn't make myself. Get some big hots on people. Ooh, we pulled another Ignite. I don't know if we meant to do that or what. Yeah, I don't know if that second night was on purpose. That was pretty sure it was a patrol up top. You goofed. It's so fine. No, you're fine. It's honestly, the amount of prop paladins that I've seen that happen to is like, it's rough. And yeah, like Gumshoe's saying, prop paladins in this dungeon in specific, I don't think it's y'all's best dungeon. Like I'm pretty sure. Like, there's a reason why you don't see as many prop paladins in this dungeon, as others. Like, prop pal it's so scary, man. I just couldn't do it. I really could not do it. I mean, we could try the 12 if you want to. I'm down. I still have faith in you. First pull, I tried finding the defense to stop them instead of healing myself. Ah, okay. I mean, that's the thing is there's like so much going on. Like so much going on. But yeah, the amount of clips that I've seen this season of specifically prop paladins getting like absolutely one-tapped is crazy. You use prop paladins in delves nowhere else. Honestly, that does sound kind of fun. A prop paladin in a delve. Because you can't really get one shot in a delve. Like things just don't scale up to that size. Priory's so tough as a tank, gotta stay locked in the whole run. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Especially if you go right. Or no, wait. If you go left, the first boss gets really hard to tank. I was doing a Prot Warrior key, which Prot Warrior has a much better kit for this dungeon, I think. And even still, dude, I was struggling. Like, this dungeon is just very hard to tank. So, yeah, you're so fine, Silphco. But now we wait. Honestly, like it's fine we don't get a 13. Like I'm just as happy with a 12 on this character with this key. All I need is a 12 that I don't have yet that I can use to trade in my 12 to get a different key. Because right now I have in my bags, I have a 12 Gambit, and that's just one of the keys that we already have. So like I just need to do one of these 5 at a plus 12, turn my key over. So honestly, if we do, the harder the key is that we do, so like if we did an Arakara or a Priory at 12, that's better because then we get to start rolling up our key on the easier of the few dungeons. Whereas like if I would have done like a 12 Streets and then my key rolls into like a 14 Priory later on the road, that would just be like, I don't want to do a 14 Priory. I'll be real with you guys. I'll find that DPS that can stop that this time. Yeah, we're chilling. Yeah, you have to stay locked in the whole time, dude. I the key that I did earlier, I went left because I can't speak apparently. But I think left is just so much easier personally, but then I forgot, oh wait, it's harder on the tank though. However, on the first boss, my healer was not dispelling me at all. So it was like even more stressful. I didn't die the whole time, but dude, I was sweating bullets. Sweating bullets. Yeah, honestly, Prop Paladin this tier's led to so many clips. Just getting one shot. Ooh, what is this staff? Kind of looks cool. Whoa, that staff is sick. My question is, when are we going to get to see Drakthir transmogs? I feel like it should happen. I was exhausted yesterday. I went to this like music festival and it was just crazy, and it was like the first time I've left my house in like months, right? So I was already tired, but then I had already committed to one of my cousins, or like my wife's cousins. He does D&D, and he's been asking me to come out for months. And last week he was like, "Dude, look, one of the guys in my campaign said he can't go anymore. Like, we're looking for another person. You know, if you wanted to come." And I was like, "You know what? I'll do it. I'll go." And he was like, "Really?" Like he was expecting me to say no because I never can go, you know. But then I was just so tired. So like I went there at like 8 p.m. It was 8 to 12 at night, and I was already exhausted at 8 p.m. But dude, this campaign, so this D&D campaign has been going on for 9 years, okay? And in order to have a D&D campaign go on for 9 years, it has to be really good. Like you have to, like the players all have to be super involved, and the DM, like the person that runs it, has to be super involved and like good at storytelling and stuff. And let me tell you, my wife's cousin, who is the DM, um, my wife's cousin is the DM. He literally had the whole room in tears within the first hour. I was like, dude, this is insane. So every time that I go, it's literally like watching a movie. Like, they're so good. It's better than Critical Role. It's better than Dimension 20. Like it straight up is. But so now I'm excited. Hopefully they do continue to have a room or a spot for me at the table, because I'm kind of just going for the next few weeks to kind of like learn the world and learn, you know, what I want my character to do and stuff. But like, dude, it was great. Can I tell y'all what happened in this campaign? Like, it was so amazing. It was amazing. Or it's gonna be kind of a long-winded story while we kind of just bash our heads to this first pool, but it's such a good story. Like, incredible. And obviously I'm not gonna like act out everything, but I'll just kind of tell you guys what happened. So okay, I'll tell you guys, because Rice Bar is all I needed. I just need one person to say yes. So, you know, I show up, and these guys do it every week, and I show up today to kind of give you a backstory about what had just happened. There's this one guy who's playing like a 13-year-old kid who got ripped away from his family. That's kind of all you really need to know about him. 13-year-old kid, he had gotten ripped away from his family, basically was forced to leave his family for one reason or another, okay? And he's just one member in the party. And I don't like standing here, by the way. I'm gonna... Oof. I've already... this dungeon's just too hectic. Hold on. Give me a second. So, what had happened was they're in this cave, okay? And in this cave, there's like 4 different rooms that you can go through. But every time that you go through each cycle, you either will go... If you go all the way forward through them, you'll go forward in time. by about 30-ish years. And if you go backwards through them, so like the way you came, you'll go back in time like 1400 years. And it's the same rooms, just with that much time space between them. So it's really cool because like one of the rooms is like a library, and if you go back into the past, the library just isn't developed yet. But if you go into the future, the library's already kind of been like abandoned and stuff. But like in the present, it's just the library, right? So like different things like that. But so they went ahead into the future, and this is still this before I showed up. They went ahead into the future, and in the future, this 13-year-old kid, they basically got into a fight with some being, and this being ended up downing that 13-year-old kid. So the way that they like kind of role played it was it put him in a coma. Like however he got hit, however he got hurt, it put him into a coma. So so that guy, the guy that plays that 13-year-old kid in the D&D session, he had to leave the last session about an hour early. Oh god. He had to leave about an hour early. So when he left, the moment his character got down, he was like, guys, I'm sorry, I have to leave. When he left, my cousin was like, hey, so we're going to role play this very interestingly. And they were kind of like all on board. So what they did was when everyone showed up last night at D&D, you know, he probably just showed up thinking he was going to play like a normal campaign with his normal character who's the 13-year-old kid. He's just a 40-year-old right now because they moved ahead in time. Well, when they showed up, everyone else was playing a different character, and everyone was talking to the kid like Tomas, like they knew him, and they were like mentioning all these stories and like, why are you so quiet today, Tomas? Like you're always telling our like stories of your adventures and stuff. And he was just like, the player was like, yeah, I am. He had no idea what they were talking about, right? He had no idea what was going on. He did not know these characters, but they were role playing as if like they all knew each other. They all knew this guy. They had fought with them. Also, the DM was role playing as his son, which obviously the guy made his character as a 13-year-old, and so he doesn't have a son, right? He's a 13-year-old. But, you know, he shows up to the campaign. All of a sudden, he has a son. He has all these new friends that he's never met before. I also am totally out of mana. And he's just, the player, like, me and the player were looking at each other like, what the heck is going on? Like, because I knew nothing already, because this was my first time showing up. And he knew nothing, because, like, he doesn't know these people, right? So, you know, he lives out this night. They're all around this is how the campaign started. They're all around a campfire. They're going on their first, like, hunt tomorrow. Like, he's just now finding out, like, their first hunt. This is going to be his son's first hunt. So his son is very excited to go and, like, hunt with his father and stuff. And all of them are just, like, kind of, you know, shooting the shit around a campfire, about to go to bed. And they keep asking, like, do you know, do you want to go to bed? Like, what are you going to do? And he would just be like, no, I think I'm going to have another drink. So then they would talk more, and they would talk more, and then they would be like, so what are y'all doing next? And he just kept, like, keeping them up. And all throughout this hour-long, like, time of him being this character, each of them had in some way snuck in the words wake up to him at some point or another. Like, I didn't even catch on, but they had all, like, found ways to say wake up at some point. So where am I? So finally he's like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. So now he's like, okay, yeah, let's just go to bed. And then finally everyone was like, okay, yeah, let's go to bed. And obviously then they started playing their own characters again. They weren't playing these like new characters anymore. And so the moment he goes to bed, the DM was like, okay, so you don't actually fall asleep. Like, you don't, when you fall asleep, you normally fall asleep to darkness. Like, you know, your dream is ending, or what am I saying? It's so hard to think about the game and this at the same time, because it's like, I can't even remember what all happened. It was insane. He's like, normally when you sleep, you know, you see darkness, but now you go to bed and you see light. But standing in front of you is Tomas, the 13-year-old that you're playing, and Tomas, the 41-year-old that you've been playing for this past hour. And, you know, you still feel like your son holding you tight, like all the stuff that you were feeling, all the emotions that you were feeling when you went to bed, like you're feeling those emotions. But then you look at the 13-year-old version of yourself and you see your comrades that you've been fighting for months or years at this point, and you just see them and like all that. So you have these two people standing in front of you that are both you. And basically he was forced to make a decision, like which life does he choose? And so he thought about it and he was like, I just want to do what my character would do. And you know, as a kid, he was forced to like leave his family. So family has just always been this idea that would mean so much to him. That TH just one shot himself to the shield. That's crazy. So family has been this thing that's just so important to him because he's never known it. So of course he chooses to wake up as this 41-year-old version of himself, right? Of course, because that's what you would do if you're someone who family means this much to you. I'm so lost, not gonna lie, dude. I'm so bad at storytelling while playing, but just go with it, okay? Trust me, it'll come together, okay? So he chooses to wake up from this dream as the 41-year-old version of himself. However, the DM, oh no, the DH died to another thing. The DM said to him, he said, so since you chose this 41-year-old version of yourself, I just want to let you know that version never existed. You were in a coma, and what some people experience when they're in a coma is they can, you know, they'll have their families in the hospital talking to them. You know, a lot of people think like, can you hear your family members when you're in your coma? But sometimes what's happening in that person that's in a coma's brain is that they're living an entirely different life. So what will happen is while they're in that coma, they have a family, they have a job, they have all this stuff that's happening to them, and then they actually wake up from the coma. None of that was real, and that's kind of what was happening. This was his body's way of coping, of trying to ease the pain of him basically dying or living in a coma, right? So he chose the path that the version of himself that was just that version that he had created in his mind, which was that 40 version. So it was really cool. Okay, so basically what had happened was, just to put it super simply, the player's character died, right? And it was just like so cool how he did it. Like, I don't know. Look, I just went on a long-winded way. Maybe it was cooler than I'm making it sound, but like, dude, it was so awesome because like everyone at the table was like, wait, no way. And then everyone else was super upset because, you know, he chose that life of these characters that they all had just made up. And everyone was like, wait, did we just like act this too well that you just killed your character? And then the guy was crying because, you know, he's played this character for months and now he's being told that this little, like this person is dead now because he just didn't wake up from the coma. And then what was also really cool is that, and by the way, we're talking about D&D, right? See, it was really cool. It was really cool. It was very grim, but super cool. And so whatever spirit or whatever being they were fighting that actually put him in the coma is something that like erases your existence if you die. So then they all had to roleplay as if they didn't even know anyone. So how he did that was he said, everyone look at your character sheets and I want you to find the 3 things on your character sheet that you would try if someone who you love was dying. Dang. I tried to heal up the DH, but he stood in a swirly and then he got casted on. But what are the 3 things that you would attempt if someone you loved was dying? And I want you to expend those. So act as if you just cast that healing spell. Act as if you just tried that revival thing. And just act like those are gone. You can't use those anymore until you at least take a rest, right? And as, you know, you shout like, wake up, wake up, wake up. All of a sudden, what was his body in your hands that you were just casting those spells on is now like a bed of flowers that like is there now, you know, like all this stuff I also need to stack in. I keep making fun of all these DPS players for not stacking, and then here I am. So they had to RP it, like role play it as if they didn't, as if he never existed. And meanwhile he's just sobbing because his character just died. Everyone like has tears on their eyes because it was such beautiful storytelling and they just have to keep going. It was so cool, right? Like I was like, dang dude, this is a D&D campaign I want to be a part of. So yeah, that was the super long-winded story. And of course, I only caught the last hour of it, right, of this storytelling, but they had like weeks of build-up, right? I thought it was super cool. Okay, I'm sorry I suck at storytelling, but you guys can hopefully kind of catch the gist, right? Maybe, potentially, I don't know. But either way, I think this DH is kind of selling this key now that we're coming back into WoW. Am I supposed to lust here? I kind of do want to lust here, but I'm not going to. So we're going to have Elena. She's going to do her thing in about 5 seconds. She's about to cast on the tank, though. I'm going to bleed remove and then dispel. And then, let's see, we're going to embrace Emerald Communion. But it was so awesome. Like, just the way that, like, I was just watching in real time. This guy had no idea what was happening with his character. He didn't even know the character he was playing because, like, he made a little sorcerer boy, you know, and now he's playing this, like, man with a kid, and he had no idea what was going on. But watching how good they were at role-playing, it was legit like watching a movie. Like, it was insane. No worries, it's hard to heal and tell a story at the same time. Yeah, there's no telling what I just told you guys because my brain was very preoccupied. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, man. Oh, and that's our B-res. Oh, no. Honestly, do we still have time? I believe. You didn't hear the whole thing? Hey, I said it. I don't even know if I heard the whole thing, okay? We were talking about this D&D campaign that I was in, Thunderwings, like, or that I sat in on last night. It was like a really cool moment in the campaign. I just know, like, if they were someone who had, like, a production company and, like, recorded their D&D and stuff, like, dude, it would pop off. Like, they're all so good. Oh. The Demon Hunter fell. I think I am gonna lust here. Just because this boss is kind of scary. Splash. Splash, like, I have no idea. Let's click lust. So what's the reason? Maybe some of you guys can help me out here. Why do some DPS like sit there and let that happen to them for so long? The like root thing, the savage mauling. Why do some DPS just sit there and like get mauled forever, and then some DPS like break it instantly? Like, I know it's a root, and you just have to root immune yourself. Like, why are some DPS just like, I'll just take a couple ticks of it, you know? Never understood that. I feel like maybe it's to space out the boss mechanics, but really, the boss itself doesn't really have too many mechanics other than the spear, right? And the pierce armor. Really, it's the mini boss that has the mechanics, right? Do a fat Zephyr. So, like, why is a druid... Like, a druid just has to swap stances. Why take that much? I'll time dilate the tank. Never understood that. I guess that's something that I'll have to play DPS to understand. This boss hurts. When you go left, this boss hurts. Focus on DPS, numbers number 1. Honestly, you right. You right. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. This boss cranks tanks when you go left. But hey, we have successfully bricked your key, Bastion. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The DPS are completely clueless about each and every mechanic. I literally don't know why I'm being chunked 60% of my health with a CD up. So, Divine Judgment makes you take a ton more damage. I was dispelling at the moment it was being applied to you, but it also does hit very hard. No, I mean, that's the reason why a lot of tanks don't go left nowadays is because that boss is scaled to mess up tanks there. So, like, even some of the best tanks in the world don't go left in this dungeon anymore. It was after Judgment, so it scales up the damage that the bleed and the spear do to you, and the the melees from the boss. Like it scales up all the damage you take. So the bleed chunks you, like everything hurts. But yeah, that's why, yeah, a lot of things just go right, but it does, like, right is sus too because you have to kick, like, you have to coordinate kicks in a pug group and stuff. Like, it's, I don't know, there's kind of no winning in this dungeon. Dude, Priory is so cursed. It really is. I mean, screw it. We're just gonna do our gambit. I mean, yeah, that's true. If you're playing a paladin, you do have like divine toll. Like you have a bunch of different ways that you can kick. Like you have your little shield button, not like the shield throw, but the thing that makes it kick. What is it? I know it's like a separate spell. Yeah, so like a lot of like it kind of does depend on your tank. Like if you're a prot paladin or a prot warrior, right is kind of like the better way to go because you can just control the kicks a lot more. Um, but like I know a lot of other like I know guardian druids really like to go left because they can survive the boss very easily. Blood Death Knights like going left sometimes, unless in like super high keys they kind of have to go right. Um, so I know like different tanks are better equipped to deal with it. You know what I mean? So I guess I mean I kind of did tell you to go left, so I'll take the blame there. Like I was saying, like you know I hate going left or I hate going right. Paladin has Avenger's Shield, Divine Toll, and Rebuke for interrupts. Shield can be reset via proc. Okay. But yeah, going right is just all about casts. I mean, you have a lot less caster mobs. Well, not a lot less. You have less caster mobs, but the boss then loses Divine Judgment and gains, and Holy Radiance too. So it becomes a lot less about healing and living, but more about just kicking. The boss does. Which, you know, prop paladins are pretty good at. But yeah, like I said, Priory, dude, who has walked out of a Priory key and been like, I had fun there. I liked that. I want to go back, you know, like no one. No one. Ooh, a balanced druid. Okay. Get an Ursul's Vortex in here. This guy's name is It's Cheater. Dude, I do like going, I will say, I hate going right as a healer, but I do like going right as a tank. So, that just shows you how split that dungeon is. It's time! Okay, we're going back. We're finally just giving up and doing our own key. Just because, I don't know, it's just Priory. Priory is just cursed. We're doing Gambit, we're going to slam our 12. It's going to become a 15. We're going to slam the 15. It's going to become a 17. Then we're going to somehow end up in a 20. Liquid, or not liquid. Is it liquid or is it limit? Limit max. Limit's going to reach out to me. Oh, it's time for a sub. Time for sub. Ooh. You know what time it is? Hype train time, so we can all get a new emote. How about that? I've done it easier before. It's why I'm surprised. Yeah. I mean, you probably had like a Resto Druid. Resto Druids roll like 6,000 hots on you, whereas I only have 4. So like if damage happens in quick succession like that, is this Tazavesh? Is this Tazavesh? I'm just gonna walk in. Is that? I think so. Then like a healer like a Resto Druid is probably better to heal you than an Evoker because I do like more bursty heals. So I mean I was topping you up between damage instances, but they were chunking. But that's just that boss, dude. It hurts. Splash with the sub. I appreciate you, Splash. Oh god, if only I had a kiddie pool, I would jump into it for you. I would do it. But I appreciate the support, Splash. You are making a splash you're making a splash. I don't know where I'm going with that. No, Twisted. I was making a joke saying like our key's gonna become a 13, then a 15, then a 17, then Max is gonna reach out to me about joining you know, like saying I was basically exaggerating and just scaling things up to where no, I don't think Max has even heard of me, to be honest. Shoot, if you ever wanted to have me on about some kind of healer balance, something, I would absolutely say yes. I would drop whatever I'm doing and go on that. That'd be so much fun, but hashtag doubt. I also think, I mean, he wouldn't reach out to me now, especially because I don't have alpha access, you know, so he'd probably only reach out to alpha people. The alphas. I'm just a beta. Alright, let's slam this gambit. Like I said, back in 1. Okay, we'll let him go do a big old druid dookie, and then we'll get back to it. Dude, y'all are insane though. Y'all are so fun to talk to, and y'all support the stream so much. So I appreciate you so much. Oh, dude, and another follow. See, this emote's good. Okay, my friend made this. I had to like edit it down a bit to make it like less clunky and good for Twitch. But my friend made that emote. It's so good. I just need to like see how he did it. Oh, actually, he's told me how he did it. But I need to figure out fully how he did it, and that way I can make some more emotes like this. But I don't even know. I think he took one of my thumbnails, and dude, oh my goodness, is it Nipe? I'm gonna say Nipe, but I'm sure I'm wrong. But Nipe with a prime sub, dude. It's absolutely insane. So many people choose a small streamer like myself for their one prime sub each month, and that to me baffles my mind. But I appreciate it so much. Like y'all are unreal in the best way. So thank you guys so much. But I think he took one of my thumbnails and like clipped out my face and made that emote. But I need to make more like it. Also, love your content. Made me get into mist weaving. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, you have an Overwatch logo too. Overwatch All Access Pass 2018. Interesting. But no, I mean, I love Mistweaver. I'm excited to actually play Mistweaver more on the stream again. So I'm not going to do this series again next season or you know, whenever Midnight drops or whatever, if they do a season 4. So that way I can just play more Mistweaver. I miss it. I missed it. No. I hate that I said that. Also, I missed a feast. What am I doing? That is awesome. I'm glad you tried Mistweaver. And I hope that it is as enjoyable for you as it was for me when I first started. Because, dude, there is nothing like the addiction you get to playing Mistweaver at the start. Because, like, right now I'm going through, like, a little phase where, like, I love playing my Prot Warrior, and it's fun. It just does not even hold a candle to Mistweaver for the first time. Then again, Mistweaver, back when I played it first, was way different. But still, it's like so much fun. It's so much fun. But there we go. I mentioned a hype train. Now we all get a free emote. Love to see it. I wonder if this... I know obviously subs play into hype trains. I need to like see if there's a video explaining hype trains or something. But like, do follows contribute to it? Like to the meter? What all leads into a hype train? I need to do some research. Me and the druid just double booped that shore runner. I booped him into right in front of the druid, and then he booped him into the pack. Let's see how quickly we can blast this gambit and get into a 13. So we need to get some progress done today, man. Shoot, we might even have to just... If we don't have any luck on the Evoker, we might have to swap to the Priest. And just save the Evoker like we did last season. I think what Blizzard needs to do is have a competition for who can make the best Murloc noise. I guess that wouldn't really be much of a competition. Like, I know I would win that, so maybe that's why they don't do it, is because they kind of all were like, we were thinking about having this competition, but then you know, LB Ninja 7, like, that guy's just, he's made of Murlocs. He's just 12 Murlocs in a trench coat. So I guess it does make sense that they never did that. But also the Druid took a bunch of bolts to the face there. I tried to, like, time my spot heal between when they hit them, but they were very quick succession. Like, it's kind of nearly impossible to do. We can top him up now. Should be fine. I'm going to external the tank. He's kind of going through it right now. Will you be checking out all the healers on the PTR? Oh, 1000%. You can count on that, and you can count on me putting in hours into trying to get my UI to look as pretty as possible on the PTR. Also, we either need to be kiting away from these fish sticks or, like, something, because we are not killing them in a timely manner. I got stuck. Okay. Yeah, this pack lived like about 4 to 5 times longer than it should have. Because these dang fish sticks. He is the Murloc, that's right. Don't you forget it. You know what the C in Murloc stands for? Chris. You know what the L stands for? LB Ninja 7. I'll let you guess what the other letters stand for. But they are related to me. Like doing a basic overview and showing how to set up the UI using Blizzard tools. I'll definitely be making, like, I'll be putting in a lot of time to kind of, like, I'm going to master the new UI system. Because it took me so long to actually try to dive into weak ores and understand how to make them and stuff. That I kind of, like, I'm going to use this new slate as a way for me to catch up with the other content creators. So, you know, one thing that I don't really talk about a lot, but just think of any content creator. They probably started playing, odds are, you know, not all of them, but odds are they probably started playing like 15-ish years ago. I started playing 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, maybe even 5. So I've kind of just been relearning things that everyone else already knew, you know what I mean? So now that we're going to have a new system, I am excited to where I can, it's kind of like a clean slate for everyone, so I'm going to do my best to, like, master it. I'm going to try to master the new UI, even though it's probably going to be so simple there's not going to be much mastering to it, but as they, you know, implement new versions of it and stuff, I'm going to try to, like, put in effort and stuff to really get to know how to make it work the way we want it to. And then I'm going to release all my UI and stuff. I'm going to make a guide on how I made it and stuff, and, like, how you can, like, alter things, you know, like basic things. So for example, if I were to make an equivalent weak aura video, it would be like how to make, you know, an icon glow, or how to set this trigger, you know, those kinds of videos, but just for the new UI. Spam that damage. Look, I'm a DPS player. Dang, I'll be tuning in for that and this and all the content. I appreciate you, Jay Luna. Gonna miss Weak Ores? I will too. I'm a huge fan of Weak Ores. Obviously, like, I'm like a huge dork in that, like, I'll get super giddy with excitement just thinking, like, oh my gosh, this Saturday I'm gonna put on a Harry Potter movie and just work on Weak Ores all day and, like, make a new... Like, I was super excited this past weekend. I was planning on making a Prot Warrior Weak Aura, and I never had time. And plus, now that, you know, they've announced the end of times, I'm like, maybe it's not worth my time making a Prot Warrior Weak Aura, but I love making Weak Aura packages, but I think I'm going to have just as much fun. I think I just like customizing, and although it's best to have more tools to customize, I'm still going to have fun with it, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely going to miss Weak Ores too. I'm going to miss certain parts of Weak Ores, like the chill parts of it, but not the super, like, the part of Weak Ores that I hate is, like, exactly the reason why they're getting rid of it. Like, all the raid Weak Ores that play the game for you and stuff. Like, those are good riddance to those, but the rest of it I'll miss for sure. For sure. Yeah, I'm excited for eventually, hopefully I'll get into the beta and all that stuff. I need to pre-order the game, but God, it's so expensive. Like, I don't know. I'll pre-order so I can get into the beta at least, but hopefully I can like, I just don't even know how, but hopefully I can make a friend at Blizzard or something and get into the beta. Also, like, I do just want to make more friends, right? But it'd be cool if one of those people worked at Blizzard so I can get into the alpha next time. But unfortunately, Midnight Alpha, still, I guess, too small of a creator. But yeah, in the future I would love to do like alpha testing of these things, but for now, I'm happy with beta testing. Take me. Weird. I've seen similar creators get access. It's really, it's more about like you have to get invited. So it's I, from what I've heard, I don't want to speak like matter of factly, but from what I've heard, it's kind of more of like a who you know than it is a size thing. So I don't think it's like a that as much. It's just like some people have, you know, made friends with someone from Blizzard, which is cool. But it's like you can. I'm sure there are some smaller creators that you've seen get on, but it's more about who you know. You know, I think that's just what I've heard. And also, like, I'm sure they can only send out X amount of invites, so they want to get like a good variety of people to test. Like, they can't send it all to like just Race the World First people. Like, they have to send it to some like more casual creators that want to test all the housing stuff, and you know, so like there is that aspect too. So understandable. You know, I'm one of 10,000 creators that do Mythic Plus content, right? Alright. I mean, we're just slamming this gambit. This gambit isn't going to give us any IO. I mean, maybe it gives us a little bit. That'd be nice. I guess there might be some pieces, too, that, like, we could probably use. Just not the ring. Well, honestly, what is this ring from? I think the ring from here is, like, haste verse, right? That would be huge for us. That's big damage. Speaking of big damage... Bang! Shotgun blast to the face. Our captain is a dragon! Let's just do one of these. Ow! Do I rewind? Thinking about just rewinding just to get the tank's health back. Screw it, we're hitting it before it's too late. That was a kind of weak rewind. I mean, some people are healing back for like a million per tick, but some are healing back 400k per tick. Ooh. I just don't get, like, why are the Corsair officers on the same team as the Murlocs? I don't understand this dungeon, man. I don't understand Murloc's role in this world, if I'm being totally honest. I don't get how, why are we fighting the Murlocs? What on earth did they do to us, or what did we do to them? To where we just have this, like, decades long feud with them, right? Also, someone redeemed the hydrate earlier. I am so sorry. I think I was yapping while it came, but I remember it. There, I chugged. Also, no Auburn Cup today. I don't know why. I just didn't get an Auburn Cup. I filled up my metal iron flask. Oof. Okay, we missed 2 of them. Now we get to do some big fire breath damage. So this one is haste first? Okay. Oh, why did I fly to someone? Why did I even try it? God. What I need to do is I just need to unbind. I need to remove the mouse over macro for Verdant Embrace and only have it bound as a macro to cast at myself. Like I just need to do at player cast Verdant Embrace. And that way, every time I press Verdant Embrace, either if I'm either hovering over an ally or whatever, it just needs to cast it myself. Dang. Just to like never accidentally fly to someone. I literally thought I saw the DK like outside of the fire. That's why I did it, because I could have swore that I saw him. But then again, I could have swore that my dad was coming home with milk when I was a kid. And here we are. Okay, I have like almost nothing, but what I do have is so strong. I'm kind of worried about my mana here, though. I do have Emerald Communion, so basically I'm fine on mana. I need to kind of stand behind the boss, though, so these guys walk in an easy, predictable pattern for the tank. Ooh. Kill the boss. Kill the boss. I was sad about... No, it wasn't... It was half joking. Half joking. Only half, though. But Murlocs was in Stormheim, and now you are in Borealis. I need to, like, study the map. Like, I need to study the map. I have no idea. One Azeroth TV seemed pretty down since it didn't get invited either. Yeah, I know Vlad also didn't get invited. It really is like, I kind of had this little rant the other day, but you know, I try not to mention this kind of stuff because it's really annoying to talk about. Like, I know if y'all hear me talk about it, it's kind of annoying, but it's just the honest truth. Like, as a smaller creator, if you see like all the other creators getting invited, all it does is just hurt the smaller creators, right? Like, now for the next few weeks, like, only the big creators are getting the views, you know what I mean? Which it sucks to talk about. I try to never think like that even, but it's just the honest truth. So I definitely share the sadness. I mean, like I said, there's always like a possibility that they just like don't even know who I am, which I think is a very high likelihood. I'm sure no one at Blizzard has ever even seen my videos, you know? So that's kind of like the benefit of the doubt kind of approach that I like to take. Goodness. I'm like trying to keep these rifts from going off too. There's so much damage. Yeah, I haven't watched a single video on the alpha, if I'm being honest. The only thing that I did was I was trying to find a picture of what someone's UI looks like on the alpha, and I loaded up Preach, I think is the guy's name. He was the only person that I saw that he had his alpha add-on, or like UI, in the video from when I hovered my mouse over it. So I loaded up a Preach video and just took a screenshot. Other than that, I haven't really seen... I don't know. I was like, either I'm in it or I'm not, right? I haven't like watched much alpha content. Okay, I'm going to drink for some mana. Or beta streams because I want to experience content for myself when it comes out, so I'll still be here. I appreciate you. Appreciate you a ton. Am I sticking with all healers to 3K or swapping to Remix? So I know Remix starts like what, tomorrow? I'm gonna finish this series for sure, and then after it, I might go and play some Remix. So after we finish the series, hopefully is either, you know, Wednesday or Thursday of this week, or even Friday this week. And then I'll probably play Remix for the next few days and have some fun on there. I know a lot of people are making like tier lists I've seen of what like characters are good in Remix and everything. And everyone has like all the healers listed except for like Mistweaver. I'm like, what's so wrong about Mistweaver? I usually only skim Wowhead articles, but don't want to spoil the next expansion. I'm the same way. I mean, I especially was like that before I made content. Like now I kind of am, you know, forced to play PTR and beta and stuff, just to keep up with what's going on. But like right now, when it comes to alpha, I'm just reading every Wowhead article, and that's about it. I don't. I tend to not watch WoW content in general. Oh, that's me. Oh, yeah, I'll let you do it. Gladly. Thank you, Mage. Almost called you a monk, which is, hey, that's high praise in my world. Ooh, I have aggro. What? I'm gonna save my tip the scales for the big damage. I mean, we're going to spend the next 2 years in it. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But the thing is, like, about content creation is, like, timing does really matter. Like, you know, like, if I made a video, if I basically posted my video about the WoW UI that I made this past weekend, like, next weekend, I'm sure it would do a lot worse. Oh, people, that's not how this mechanic works. That is not how this mechanic works. Someone is just like, someone saw the divine star or collapsing star and just ran into it. Well, you would think. So the alpha is invite only. So like only, you know, a handful of creators got invited to the alpha. So not expected to do alpha stuff, but like PTR and beta and stuff like that. Like anything beyond the alpha, basically, I kind of am expected to do. Can you transfer the character to live? So what I've been told, Gumshoe, is that you can, but once a character leaves Remix, it just can't go back to it, from what I've heard. Yeah, I would love to be making more alpha content, but, like, it just stinks that, you know, some people are left out. But there are many more things in the world to be upset about, so I'm not going to let it ruin any time of mine. Yeah, we had someone kind of getting antsy with the star earlier and trying to help the mage soak, but all it did was stack our dot even more. Like, I really want to see what all the, like, monk stuff looks like and stuff. And how it feels and everything. So I am excited for the beta, because then when the beta comes out, we'll have, like, there'll be some, like, dungeons and stuff to test and everything. So I'm excited to test all that new stuff. Right, maybe not only alpha, but PTR and whatnot. Yeah. Someone double tapped the star in a 16. That's crazy. Okay, see, now the tank is going in. It's like, I don't mind people trying to help the soak, but only one person should do it. What are we doing? That's how you wipe, is by multiple people doing it. Goodness gracious. And it's like the mage has been doing it this whole time. And the tank just ran in and got it. Like, I don't get people, man. Oh, goodness. People are crazy, man. Well, we have lust. So this mage knows how to soak it. You get one before the dodge and then the rest after. Like, this mage is good. He's fine. We don't need the rest of the squad trying to help out. It's when we run into problems. Let me shoot my orb out, get a shield going. Ah! Oh, people, please. Okay, we just need to blast damage. This boss has to die soon. We're down a person. Okay, 2 minutes. We got this. Let's get some hots out. We can probably ignore the oh, we're getting this phase again. So you have to be really smart about our lines here. So we're gonna get 2. So I can't go to this far one. Well, I guess I have to. But me going to this far one, I'm gonna pop a defensive before it. Then I'm gonna external as many people as I can. But ideally, I didn't go to the far one there. Now we just blast boss. We can beat him before this mechanic even hits. Easy peasy. All we needed was to upgrade our key. That's it. Let's see. Double snap the 16 I just did. Praise be to Loomies. Dude, oh my god. Praise be to Loomies is such a good statement. It was the only thing that saved the group. That's crazy. It's so strong, dude. On the flip side of having the big creator stream, alpha is just getting the hype train. Oh yeah, I think obviously big creators should stream, but I think it's like, it really does kind of sever the smaller creators, because they kind of, you know, we're already swimming upstream, right? And then when you kind of cut off our access to the water, it gets even more hard to be a fish, right? In this little metaphor. I think you'll be doing alpha soon. You're a young creator, but I see lots of potential. I appreciate that, Jade Luna. We'll see about next alpha. We'll see. I really do want to like start going to, if they ever do like BlizzCons and like big conventions like that, I kind of want to start, you know, going out to those. And I just need to, don't know. I just need to make some friends that work at or around Blizzard, you know, and I think that could be I think that's what most people do, right? So I think Elusive Mists with Spirit Font is going to make it through Alpha. Does that work? If so, well, I mean, it's just 6%, right? I mean, how egregious is 6% AoE mitigation when Paladins have perma 3%? You know what I mean? How bad is it, really? However, seeing the track record and how Mistweavers can't really get away with having a lot of fun stuff. Well, okay, to be fair, yes, and here's why. Because in order to proc it, you have to hard cast an Enveloping Mist, which means that you're then not doing damage, so you're basically AFK to hard cast a healing spell. And what's so wrong about that, right? What if you're hard casting a spell? Why can't people have 6% mitigation? But then again, I'm pretty sure it's like a fully channeled Soothing Mist, right? So if that's the case, then that's kind of really good. But it's just 6%. You have to tell yourself: is 6% less damage as much damage mitigated as a temporal anomaly shield on the whole party is? You know. So I don't know, because you know, if you hit your whole party with temporal anomaly, they get a juicy shield on them. How big is it? Absorbing 500,000, which I have like 13 million health, 14 million health. That's 1/28. So, shoot, something around 4% of my health bar. So, you would need someone to take their full health bar's worth of damage within that Soothing Mist channel to get roughly a temporal anomaly. And that's given that the temporal anomaly shield didn't crit, right? And that's on Napkin Mouth. Napkin Mouth? Napkin Math. Dang, dude. I have Napkin Mouth. Let's get a Feral Druid in here. Why not? Ooh, a Shadow Priest? Sign me up. See, this is why I always fail keys, because I see a cool spec, and I'm like, yeah, let's get that in here. And then I look down at my group, and it's just the most random specs slapped together. Yo. Fell Reaper. Yeah, but at least you're having fun with the group. Yeah, 100%. I think at the end of the day, having fun is huge. And also, we have this gigantic Elemental Shaman queue up. So maybe this Elemental Shaman's in the same boat where they're like, oh, that group looks like a fun time. I'll join that group. And then we're all having more fun. At the end of the day, I'm literally playing a video game. I think people take this game way too seriously, but I like to find that balance of I'll take it seriously as long as it doesn't compromise my fun, you know? And I think that's like the right amount. Also, we are going to streets. So now we have our key that we can push. It's a 13 streets, which is a key that we need. So we're set up nicely. We just have to have a smooth key. It's streets too, so we have a lot of timer. I don't think timer's going to be an issue unless we have like some crazy wipes and stuff. I have to walk to regain some, what is it, essence or vigor? This guy's name is Zelda Veritas. What does Veritas mean? I know it's Italian for something. Because I know on our fridge we have a magnet that says In Vino Veritas that we got in Italy. I feel like at one point I knew what that meant. Maybe not. Unless it's vulgar, then I never knew what it meant. We just bought it because it was pretty. But yeah, I mean, 6% mitigation in wine truth. Okay, so this guy's name is Zelda Truth. Veritas is Truth. Okay. I always thought it was trust, like in wine we trust or something, kind of like that, but truth makes sense. But I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, about the elusiveness thing. I mean, putting elusiveness on your whole party is cool, but it's like not super broken. I don't think. I mean, it depends on how often it procs. Like if you can perma have 6% mitigation, that is obviously strong, but it's not like crazy. Yeah, I mean, we got the me and my wife don't drink, so we got the magnet because it was like really it's a pretty magnet. It's like very Italian looking, but I knew what like in vino meant. I just didn't know what Veritas meant. So it was like in wine something, but who cares? We got it for the looks. It matches the kitchen aesthetic. Dude, our kitchen's so cute. We my wife just has like a really good eye for things like very simple like very simple decor, but like
Five,
she just makes things look so good.
3, 2, 1.
Like when we first moved in, someone gave us like a little cheese board, right? And it has all these like little blades and knives to cut the cheese with, not to fart with, but you know what I mean, to actually slice cheese with. And it's funny because she's literally vegan. Okay, she's not gonna eat that, so I ended up having to eat all the cheese, right? But it was this tiny little cutting board, and you know, I think nothing of it. It's this little tiny wooden cutting board. I'm like, okay, cool. We're gonna eat this cheese. Probably like throw this away, or maybe give it to like her dad or something. But no, she just like put it up like on the counter and propped this little like plant that she got off Amazon for like $1. And it looks so cute. I'm like, dude, my wife is like, look, it's crazy how she sees something as like, this will make our house look beautiful, and then she looks at me and is like, that's the one. You know what I mean? Like that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm lusting here because every time we don't, people die, and I'm very superstitious. That cast. That is very sad. Popping an offensive. Ooh, the priest came up here and immediately took a smack. I'm trying, priest. I just heard a flash heal. Oh, he's probably doing it for the mitigation. Do Shadow Priests do that? Like, is that a thing? I don't know. Ooh, don't hit me. Oh, it spawned right where I was walking. If I literally would have stood still, that didn't hit me. It's okay. I've seen that pool go much more sus. That does suck, dying in lust like that. Like, I feel for the mage. But I think we're fine. I've seen this dungeon go like super poorly on that first pool or the second pool, and we did have a death, but we literally had like what 12 deaths on the druid at that point, and we still timed that key. So anything is possible, right? Also, when never mind. I was gonna say like when a priest dies to a dot, basically they die to a dot, the dot plus the cast. When I mean they could have master spell, it's like you don't really feel too bad, dude. Stasis is underrated. Stasis is absolutely insane because like yes, it's a minute cooldown, but really like it's kind of like a 1 minute cooldown because you can hold on to it for 30 seconds. Like It's crazy. Also, I kind of wish I got some mana back before this, but we're fine. We'll be fine. At some point, I can do a communion ramp. We'll be much better off. Yeah, stasis is like... It's crazy, too, because like not every cooldown is super strong in Mythic Plus and super strong in Raid. But just because of how stasis works, it's so good in both forms of content. Like, it's so good. But yeah, we're going to communion ramp this dot so that I can get some mana back. And then we're just going to blast damage. I will say this guy, this mini-boss, is so much easier to fight as a ranged healer. Dude, healing this on my Mistweaver is so annoying. You just constantly have to, like, step away from boss because you get split up from it. Like, it's so annoying. Maybe I should save tip the scales for... Oh, this is so smart. Okay. It's stupid that I've already wasted it, but I need to save tip the scales for when the boss traps one of my allies in a cage. Because then I can use those cleaving chrono flames to slam damage on the cage, but then they're going to cleave to the boss and cleave to my ally that is in the cage. So then I'll basically be very efficient with it, whereas if I just send... temporal, like right there I just sent tip the scales and it literally did nothing for me, so kind of wish that I would have waited. But like now I'm gonna have to like actually stop doing damage to heal this guy a bit, because you definitely want him like semi topped up once it pops, that way he doesn't die to the pop damage. But then again, in a 13 it's not that much. But yeah, I'm definitely going to sit on my tip the scales for the next one, because I do think that's just like, it's just the smart thing to do, right? Whereas like I could save it for this mechanic, that way I can just cleave off the boss and it would just passively heal the two people, but since I'm one of the two people that got silenced, it's just not worth. Well, let me show you what I mean. So now I just get to sit here and do damage, and those cleaving chrono flames will heal the druid, basically. So you don't have to make a decision between damage or healing. It just all happens, right? Prez looks like so much fun, dude, I'm telling you. It really, really is. Like, this spec is, especially now because of this tier set, you just are allowed to cast so many globals that are damage. Whereas, like, a lot of other specs, like Reso Shaman even, you have to make a decision a lot of times where you're like, do I want to chain heal or chain lightning? Whereas this spec, a lot of the time, you can just like, just living flame, and you're slamming big damage while also doing healing. It's very nice. And its cooldowns are like very interesting. So, like stasis is one of the more awesome cooldowns in the game. Maybe it's just because we didn't lust this boss, but it always feels like this boss just dies so slow. Alright, let's blast. But yeah, I haven't heard too much about Mistweaver in the new remix. I'm hoping it's good. Like, I'll probably level one of the more, like, optimized specs that everyone tells you to play on remix just at first to get like whatever I have to do first, and then I'll probably make a monk later on once I have all the stuff unlocked. That way it'll be quicker. I just got a text. Let me make sure it's not my wife getting home from work. Okay, we're good. Sometimes, like, when she leaves for work in the morning, I'll accidentally lock our garage door. And so every now and then, like while I'm streaming, at about this time, if you see me kind of like panicking, and like I'll be right back, it's because I have to run downstairs and unlock the garage door. I do it subconsciously, you know. The BDC says, what made me stop playing Presvoker was that it didn't feel like I was only fighting the enemies, but also my team. Oh, 100%. That's the reason why back when I really enjoyed OG Presvoker, but this reason alone, it was even worse back then. I didn't want to main it back then. Like, it was so bad when it first came out. They've made some changes to help it over the years, but like, it's still like, yeah, I definitely agree there. It's always like they try to place themselves in Narnia so that I don't get to hit my healing spells. Yeah, it's definitely very, very annoying. Let's do one of these. Don't pull that stuff. Oh yeah, what are mechanics? But I definitely agree, like, there's a reason why I don't main this spec. There's a couple reasons. But yeah, those, like, little minor annoyances of, like, the one time, like, your one ally runs away from you when all you're trying to do is get them in range of your Verdant Embrace. Like, little things like that. But, yeah, although it's, like, a minor problem, they add up. Like, the more times that happens in a season, just the more annoyed you get, and then the thought of maining a spec that makes you that annoyed over a season is just a lot less appealing, right? Oof. I feel like maybe I just don't pull this guy enough, but I honestly couldn't. I don't know what killed me. I know something killed me there. Obviously, something did a massive pop of damage, but I was just not anticipating it. What was that? Was that like a cast that went off that did that damage, or was that just the force multiplier? I just like I never fight this guy. I'll be honest, I have no idea what his mechanics are. Or I guess when I do fight this guy, it's in like keys where the mechanics don't even matter. But I straight up could not tell you what killed me. Because I know these scintillates are the dots that are put on us. Yeah, I don't know this guy's mechanics. Maybe it was that cast that he did, or that little channel that he did, and at the end of it, just pops and does AoE damage, but legit couldn't tell you what happened. Yeah, we're waiting on the priest. Like in Dragonflight and Knockout Offensive, that elemental boss, yeah. Absolute nightmare to heal as Presvoker because people were standing all over the place. Yeah, and like, it's like, yeah, it is definitely the DPS's fault. They definitely need to make it easier on you. But also, it's like, it's crazy that you can have a spec where a lot of the design space in the spec is that it's harder to heal people spread apart. And then they also make bosses that force you to be spread apart. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy that we're all trying to play this game where all the specs are balanced, but then literally things can't be balanced because of the way things are designed, you know? I'm gonna move over here, yeah. In case I got aggro there. Yeah, that boss was a good example of, like, you literally can't be stacked, or, like, you can't be super close together because of how it worked. Like, there were giant circles that spawned around each player. But, I mean, I know what you mean. Like, between that mechanic, you definitely could have been stacked a bit. That boss was so much fun, though. Like, the whole first, like, month that boss was a thing, I legit had no idea how it worked. And then I saw someone talking about how the orbs also amp up your healing. I was like, oh, this makes this boss way easier. Because I was much worse of a player back then, to be honest. Like, I didn't take nearly as much time to learn all the mechanics and stuff, you know? I almost didn't have enough. I say let's just send lust here. We have 21 minutes. That's 3 lusts. I say we send it now, just in case things go well. We can have 3. I'm gonna. Oof. I know I'd probably fly over an orb, but once I locked in my answer, it was locked in. Look, this orb is like bugged. It's just standing there. Standing? Sitting? Do orbs stand or sit or neither or both? It's just vibing there. How about that? Chilling there. I'm gonna use my little dash thing here, stationary, so I can hover and cast. Nice. Super quick. Yeah, I think lusting there was right just because we had more than 20 minutes, and that means that if we lust on cooldown, we get 3 off. But odds are we won't be able to get 3 off just because of how things are probably going to line up. That's okay. Better to use it with the potential of it working in our favor than not use it and it not work in our favor, you know? Once he drops his other ones, I guess I'm going to jump to the other side. Yeah, ooh. Oh! Ooh. I didn't see this one. I'm so stupid. I shouldn't have planned to do that. Just need to play like an actual human with a working brain. At least half of a working brain. Oof. Okay, I am dead and they're soaking each other's lines. Gotta be careful about that. That was a stupid death on my part. But yeah, I was a fan of not go defensive. I feel like a lot of people hated that dungeon for the last part of it, but I really did like it.
Oasis, the most intoxicating establishment in Tazavesh, gaining the owner's favor.
Let's get rid of the bleed. I probably should have waited a bit till he got more stacks of the bleed, but he'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna do a big stasis here if I can. Okay, now let's unleash the stasis once this cast goes off. Okay. Let's just send it. It's not going to last till anything important anyways. All right, Postmaster time. Let's do it. Dude, this like little off-meta group. I mean, we have an Elemental Shaman. And honestly, Feral Druid's kind of pumper, but this little group that we've slapped together is kind of owning. Does kind of suck that no one's really stacked, though. Do want to kind of get people topped up, especially the tank. Yeah, mailbox. Also, I like that way to spell mailbox. But yeah, join up the Discord. There's plenty of resources there. People are always asking questions. People are always answering. Usually, I'm able to get to the answer, but sometimes, dude, people are quick on their responses in the Discord. So that is a good thing, though. I'd much rather them be quick than slow. But yeah, the Discord's a great place. Lots of fun to have you there. Also, my UI is in there for now until, you know, it's no longer going to be able to be in there. Love your plater setup, assuming that's what it is. Yeah, it should be there. It should be updated, too. It is someone else's plater that I've just built on over the years. So someone initially made this plater profile, and then I've, you know, changed it a bunch over a few years. So shout out to, I think you pronounce the name Galea TV. I don't know if they still stream or what, but still want to give them some credit, you know. But yeah, it's very good, especially on how it hyper highlights your target's frame. It just makes it easier to see, because I would always lose my frames, or lose my target in my frames. Go ahead and pop Zephyr for this one, just to be safe. We can just focus boss here. Right? Or am I trolling? Yeah, we focus boss. Nice. Started to get nervous because all the health bars stopped moving. Or the boss's health bar stopped moving. And, you know, I just told everyone to stop hitting the... Or to stop doing the mechanic.
Now, we are in need of Zo's signature.
Signature.
There are dozens of them all over the floor. Here, take one.
Ah, yes, thank you.
No problem at all. Gotta find a way back to Azeroth.
Whoa.
Need a few process improvements around here.
You know what's crazy is in our raid group we have a Presevoker and he just cranks, man. Presevoker's sick in raid this tier. But his highest healing source is always Dream Breath. And they're giving Presevokers a second charge of Dream Breath in Midnight. That's insane, dude. It's gonna be, they're gonna go ham. I kind of want to make a April Fool's fake guide to all the healers, you know, on April 1st this year. Be like, so step 1 to playing Presevoker is you don't want to brush your teeth. The worse your breath is, the more green your Dream Breath will be. You know, like just stupid tips like that for each healer. I think that'd be so much fun. Like, for Resto Druid, you want to take a piece of tape down your mouse button, and keybind Rejuve to it. I feel like that'd be fun to make. I had an idea for a video one time. You know those like old school like karate videos? Kind of like if you've ever seen Napoleon Dynamite, when they go to that guy's like self-defense studio. I was thinking about kind of like remaking one of my Mistweaver guides in that style. And I feel like that would be so fun. Like that would be so much fun to make. It would be hard though. I'd have to like... Someone would need to record it, and I would have to ask my my brother-in-law how to edit it like that. That would be so much fun, dude. Golden Sands. Give me the drums. Can I not click the drums while I'm hovered? That's kind of troll. Alright, where's my extra action on this character? Okay, it's easy to find. Oh, dang. I have no meals prepped for tonight. I'm going to have to cook tonight. Well, I have to go to the store and cook tonight. But, dude, me and my wife have this recipe that we found a long time ago. Like, maybe when we first, like, moved in. I can't even remember where we got this recipe from, but it's a broccoli cheddar soup. And mind you, my wife is vegan, so this is a vegan broccoli cheddar soup, which sounds like it doesn't make sense, but basically you make something that resembles cheddar, like something that tastes like cheddar, and oh my gosh, it tastes just like cheddar, and you make a broccoli cheddar soup out of it. And so we've always made this, like, every now and then, especially in the fall, you know, because it's a soupy season. But we've always followed the recipe. But the second to last time that I made it, which was last week, notice how quickly we've made it one after the other. I kind of didn't follow the recipe and kind of did my own thing. And I made us each a bowl. I gave her a bowl, and then I sat down and like took a bite, and then we both just like looked at each other. We were like, "This is insane! Like, oh my gosh, it tastes so good." So then when we were getting our groceries last week, we were like, what meals do we want to make again this week? And we kind of just looked at each other and we were like, broccoli cheddar soup? Yeah, let's do broccoli cheddar soup. So I made it again this week, and oh my gosh, it's so good. So we've had that for the past few nights in a row, basically. I'm going to do this again. I kind of just feel like hitting the drums. But now we're out. We ate the last bit last night, so... And I kind of don't want to have it again a third week in a row. Although, it's good enough. I'll just sit here and pound the drums. But dang. Remembering that you have to cook tonight, because we usually, like, I'll basically cook, like, one every other night or every 3 nights, and, you know, we'll have, like, the same meal 2 nights in a row, basically, so. But tonight's a cook night. We had 0.6 seconds left to go to get that shield off. It's crazy. That's like one of my living flames of a difference. Dude, I love cooking. I used to kind of hate it. I saw it as more of a chore. But now it's like, it's such a good time to think, and like when you really learn how to, like, why you do things, and like learning how to cook has been so fun. And I've gotten good. I mean, yeah, I make like the same few meals all the time, sure, but like there's something so satisfying about like memorizing a meal. Like if you made a meal like 2 weeks ago and then you're making it again this week, and you're like, I remember how to make that. Like, I'm going to try to use, like, not use the recipe, and you, like, nail it. Like, there's something so satisfying about that. But, yeah. Cooking's been, like, a very, an unexpected, like, favorite thing to do of mine. Alright, this key has been so clean. Let's just keep it going.
Excuse our intrusion, Solia.
No random failure here at the end.
Convenient time.
Al-Dalil. Is there no
Al-Dalil.
sanctuary from your filth?
Hear me, Solia. The artifact you
We have Lust. Do I send Lust on Pool?
Suffer
Maybe I just let the Shaman Lust, because he'll use it whenever he has cooldowns, right?
now travel beyond.
die, foes of Cartel's soul.
Screw it. I'm pressing it, because my Lust looks cooler than his. And that's very important. Pretty sure I can use my warp blink over the circle line, but I can't do it over this divide line. Now, I want to test it for science, but also I don't want to trash this key.
Strike from beyond
This will be this character's first 13. If it continues to go this well, which like we're kind of getting lucky on these circles spawns. Trying to keep hots on everyone. Keep our damage high. Ooh. Even still, like, that's kind of lucky too, right? Okay, our tank did walk through the line, so I'm going to external him. Can't lose our tank. I'm just going to go ahead and rewind to be safe. Okay. I feel like that wasn't even worth it. I'm pretty sure my Living Flame does more damage than that did in single target. Alright, dude. This was a super chill key. Like I said, dude, Streets is just easily the most easy dungeon, and it's by a lot, too, dude. Streets is so easy. If we get a necklace, I think that's a repeat of something we already have, yeah. Oh. I'll link it. Anyone need... Am I male? I am. Anyone want this necklace? What did our key become? 14 Floodgate. Okay, that is doable. Okay, no one needed the necklace. Unless... I don't know what stats this guy wants, but... I mean, I'll trade it to him. Oh gosh, here's the hard part though. Where is it in my bags? Okay, here it is. It's flashing. Surely Feral Druid's like crit haste, right? You would think. Alright. Our key became 14 Floodgate. Floodgate is definitely one that I know I can do on 14. Are you going to play Remix? I do plan on it. Whether I play it like the day it comes out or like this Friday, more likely on Friday. I definitely want to finish this series that we're doing just because it's been so, long standing. And I might even play some tomorrow. I usually don't stream on Tuesdays, but I might load up the stream and stream this so I can, maybe if y'all are playing Remix on your one monitor and have my stream open on another, it'll give you like a good variety. But I guess people who are playing Remix might want to watch Remix. I don't know. I might hold like a poll. The thing is, I need to finish the series as quickly as possible. Like that's rule number one. Just because I have to, we want to make a video with, or we want to do the series with Vlad coming up soon, and I have to be done with the series first, basically. I can, Silphco. I can DPS this. We'll see if they didn't accept it. I haven't seen if they accepted yet. Can you share your talents, please? Or show it for a second? Absolutely. Let me share them for you. Here you go. There's the talents. That's what we're rocking with. But yeah, okay, we have DPS. We have DPS. Silphco. Ugh. I feel like there's like no shortage of DPS, like ever. I'm just gonna collect the mounts and call it a day. I'm doing the same. I do plan on doing finishing the quest in every zone to get like whatever that achievement's called, and then I'm gonna hunt like specific cosmetics. So like I'm gonna hunt like very specific things. But just like how I did in Mop Remix, is I hunted very specific pieces. Like I didn't complete all of Mop Remix, but I did complete like this one zone on the map. I had to complete the whole story there to get like one of these toys. And then another one I had to like do this weird achievement. Like I've very specifically hunted pieces. I'm gonna do the same for Legion Remix. So I'm gonna take a look at like all the the toys, the mounts, the transmogs, and see like is there anything that like turbo sticks out? Because this, I am so glad that I farmed this. This is the coolest like thing. Like being able to put these wings on my monk is so sick. You know, like little things like that. Like if it's something that stands out a lot, like I'll farm it. You know. But I'm not gonna like just sit there and try to. I'm not like so much of a completionist where I'll do like all of the quests on the map, you know. But I'll do what I need to do, right? What the heck? The circlet is a toy? What? Since when? Like, look at this toy, dude. Imagine you're playing Mistweaver Monk, then these wings just appear on your back. Like, Yu'lon's like, I got your back. It's so cool. And then also the other thing that I farmed on Mop Remix that I'm very glad that I farmed was a few appearances. Just very specific ones, which of course were on our evoker, so I can't even show you, but guess we take a Brewmaster. Brewmaster actually works really well with Prez Evoker, and also they work really well in this dungeon because a lot of the tank deaths are to like one shots, but they don't really have to deal with that. Let's see. I want to show you guys the few pieces that I farmed. So they're basically a bunch of like Chin Storm Stout appearances because he had some really cool ones on Mop Remix. I think like this, like some kind of staff like this I also got. Something like that. Maybe it was this. It was something. But I guess I can't really show you the staff. Maybe I'd have to be on my monk to show you the staff. Maybe I didn't even get the staff from it, but like this headpiece, I can't even show you a headpiece. Oh, that's so cringe. But basically, I got Chin's hat. I got Chin's like backpack gourd looking thing. There were a few different things that were like his specific appearances, and they were really cool. Of course, Radiant. Of course. Okay, let's go and port over to wherever we were going, Floodgate. Try to blast this one. Dude, a 14 Floodgate would be huge. Because Floodgate currently is our least IO thing. This would probably get... What is a 14? 14s aren't quite 400 IO, right? A 14 gives you like 398? Or like around there on average? I'll just say that and it feels right. So going from 320 to 398, that'd be 70 something. Like it's in the 70s amount of IO, depending on how well we do in the key. And that's going to be huge, dude. Be a massive key. Our key couldn't have become a better one. We just need to execute. So I'm going to have to play very well on Big Mama. I have to play very well on Swamp Face. And notice that like I haven't done these bosses a ton of times on this character. So I'm going to have to pull it out, man. Like, got to just execute. But I believe. A plus 14. Operation Floodgate. Floodgate? OMG guess? What am I guessing? I guess the log. You just looted the brew mount? You just looted the brew mount. Wait, I don't know what that means. I'm so happy for you. I don't know what that means. What brew mount? Is there like a specific brewmaster mount that like... What I need pictures. Post in the Discord. I want to see it. You looted the brew mount. Let's go. Big IO incoming. Oh gosh. Now the pressure's on. But 7514, I appreciate the support as always. The Brewfest mount. Okay, so you mean like this thing that you can queue up for in Dungeon Finder? This thing? The Corin Dire Brew, you just spam this and you get a chest and you can grab a mount from it? Is that what am I right there or no? But hey, that's awesome. I'm super happy for you. I'm so out of the loop when it comes to these things. Let's just jam this key. Yeah, okay. Well, hey, that's amazing. Super happy for you. I know mounts are usually like the big ticket item, right? when it comes to like those events. All right, dude. Let's just destroy this key
4,
and destroy it in the good way. I mean,
2, 1.
let's make it look easy too. I also need to I need to Salia's trinket with someone. I'm just gonna hit the Brewmaster, dude. Brewmasters are crazy. Okay, click Lust. Stun everything. Whoa. Okay. The DK standing in the death puddle is not ideal. Especially when they were doing like 20 plus million DPS. We would love for that person to stay alive for as long as possible. To do 20 plus million DPS forever. Goodness gracious. The time I like the tank is this pack dies to kind of like stagger their stagger. Let's crank some damage on a pool like this. Well, I'm going to extra on the tank again early on in this pool. He's got light and he's got heavy stagger. He literally has heavy stagger from his stagger and heavy stagger from my my external. That's crazy. I'm going Spirit Bloom, even though I'm only doing it for a spot heal on him. I just think it's super important to keep the tank alive right now. Way more important than my damage, even though I was doing some pretty heavy damage there. Let's combat these dots with some big hots. I could Spirit Bloom, but I kind of want to get into this pack first. Ooh. We're just cutting across already? Oh, okay, okay. I like the way this tank pulls, man. You know, don't quote me on that for when, you know, 10 minutes from now I'll be like, man, this tank, dude. What the heck? Get some hots on people. Noticing I'm already kind of running low on mana, so I'm going to plan for my next, like, big heal to just be my communion ramp, which, oh, never mind. That's not ideal at all. Why don't I see stasis on my... Stasis just isn't showing on my weak auras. Dude, weak auras are already breaking? What the heck? The stasis icon is normally here. It literally was like last dungeon or 2 dungeons ago. Now it's just, it's boycotting. It's like if weak aura goes, I go. You know what? I'm on Stasis's side. If weak auras can't stay, then I won't stay. Do need to get some mana, but I feel like I should be fine to get some here for a second. We're drinking our expensive, massive 3 gold per pop mana drink. Ooh, nice. Right after I oppressive roared was when I need to move out of those bombs. But that was when the tank leg swept. I'm gonna kick that. Yeah, really like Brewmaster plus Evoker. And this is a sleeper combo. You know, everyone was hyping up Brewmaster so much on PTR this past year. And I was trying to hype up Prez Evoker because, like, I saw a world where if Prez Evoker came into live and Brewmaster came into live as good as they were on PTR, I definitely saw a world where, like, that was the meta healer tank combo. Okay, we're doing a 2 times pull here, so I will be chewing on some mana here. Just a little bit. I'm going to make sure and cycle defensives here. Also going to stasis early. Do a big Spirit Bloom. Do some damage. This tank had typed break the scaffolding, and then we're going to do a 2 times pull. Which I had every cooldown ready, you know. On one of my characters, one of our tanks had done this pull, but he didn't communicate it, and I had just used, like, all my cooldowns. So, like, this pull was very hard, but, like, I'm a Prez Evoker. I have so much on-demand healing with the stasis, so, like, this pull was actually super chill. And plus he communicated it with us, which is a huge, huge part of what made this super chill. And, like, I could always break these roots with my bleed remove if I wanted to, but we're just under, like, 0 pressure here. I'm going to do tip the scales here just to cleave on all 3 of these, just to kind of burn them down. Like, it's not super efficient, but going to help us break through a bit quicker. Move upstairs. I'm going to go ahead and breathe on these people. Start this pool with some hots on the tank. Okay, I'm fire breathing. I do have a big deep breath, but I'm going to wait till all this stuff kind of goes away. Like, these fire flamethrower things. Shredation's going to hurt a lot. Okay, our tank's... I thought our tank was moving to the left, so I aimed it on this side of the Shredations, but then the tank moved to the right. That's pretty sad. We're definitely going to need some mana before this boss. So maybe as we're killing things, I'm going to type, like, or something. Kind of like guarantee that my tank sees it. I could do a communion ramp and try to risk it, but like I just think we're so low on mana, it's just better to say. Actually, I am just going to go ahead and do a communion ramp. Ooh, I had to cut it short because I didn't warp before I went. Because if I warped like this before, I could move while communion, but I did not. So, okay, he sees. Good to know, but I just like typing it just in case they don't see. I'm gonna eat my quick food. Easy timed. I mean, so far, but we haven't really gotten to the hard part yet.
Welcome to the fire and ready.
This dungeon can surprise you at how quickly it can go south. Go and use these free essence bursts on some echoes spread around to people. Ooh, they are all over here. Ooh. Let's go on Zephyr. I just thought, because our DK was kind of standing still with the dot, and I saw the tank run out. I was like, I just figured it was done, but I didn't even, like, check. Oh, God, this is...
My henchmen will dispose of you.
See what I mean? This dungeon's cursed, man. We're fine. This dungeon does have, like, one of the more tight timers, I would say. But it's nothing that, like, I'm going to be too concerned about just yet. We'll kind of go stand out here, though. Oh, dude, just pick one! What are you doing? Making me use my Mickey Mouse voice, man. I don't think the tank knows that he's always the third option. Also, don't think he knows how the mechanic works, man. Ooh, good immune from the hunter. I also put my external on him just in case. Ooh, and we have a B-res now. That is big. I mean, we didn't really need a B-res because the bosses are very low, but still. The boss was like outside of the room there. That was crazy. Nice. I mean, hella scuffed, but nice nonetheless. Okay, both buttons were pressed. Get like one more tick in. We're good. Not the cleanest kill, man, but hey, we take it. 14 floodgate. Oh, this is gonna be good. Hey, rupees, you're supposed to be on my side, man. What are you doing? You're supposed to believe. This key is like, honestly, evoker keys are like Santa. If one person doesn't believe, then it just doesn't work, right? But we need everyone to believe. Okay, I've used my one kick. I'm watching this demolitionist though, because I'm gonna use my stop on him. Go ahead and send an AoE living flame to top everyone up. Okay, apparently I lost track of when this guy was reloading. Oops. But now I'm gonna boop. Spell the tank. Like, this spec can just do so much damage. And it has a really good damage profile that, like, I feel like it's gonna help out in this in this dungeon. Problem is I can't reliably see my stasis cooldown. I have to look all the way down here to see it. Okay, we're going up here first. Got it. We do have lust, so yeah, he said FK boss. Okay, I'm glad he's just pulling this pack. We do need to kick this hyena in. Now the tank's gonna be under some heat, so I might external him like the first few slams. Still want to focus. Yeah, I'm gonna external the tank. Still want to focus down the mecha drones though. I feel like a lot of people, what they do is they just like turbo cleave on these pools. But really, you still want to prioritize down the mecha drones. Also, I just wasted my kick on a cackle that was already kicked. It's a good diffuse magic from the tank, but I was literally dispelling them, so. Make sure our tank is topped. Trying to keep an eye on like the highest health mecha drone, because that's when the phase starts. When the jump start starts. Gonna go ahead and Spirit Bloom. It should be up in time for that intermission. Let's go ahead and Fire Breath. Okay, Zephyr. Temporal Anomaly. Just go and Communion this one. I can Stasis the next one. I'll have Rewind for one. Oh, shoot. My bad. My bad. This is why I'm never in charge of this button. Like, I normally like stasising the first one. Because I think stasis is a little safer because it heals for longer. But, I don't know. I also just wanted to Communion. I just felt like it. I also did send Zephyr, but I think sending Zephyr on every other one is important here in these higher keys, I think. Okay, Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pop a defensive. I'm gonna pop my other thing. Okay, there we go. Stasis came in clutch. See, now I am kind of running low on mana, but we should just have one more phase. I do have Rewind, which is very mana efficient. I should have Zephyr again, too. Ooh, another dungeon where someone gets trampled, man. Yeah, so we have Zephyr back. This guy's name is Doggus, so this guy typed dog. That's pretty toxic. Yeah, we're likely gonna get the barrier here. Yep, here's the barrier. Gonna go into offensive. Tank down. But tank dying here honestly doesn't mean much. We can basically phase it. Yeah, so that looked way more scuffed than it was, because no tank, but that's okay. Evoker animations are cool. Evoker is like one of the sicker, like, themed specs in my opinion. Okay, my bad. I believe Santa's real. Thank you. That's all I needed. Also, pulling those soldiers is weird. But I'm about it. Dude, this guy's a Pandaren monk. I trust anything that he does. Legitimately anything. Let's see. What do I have for this? I have Communion Ramp, which I think I do send here. Because if I send it here... No, you know what we do is we stasis this first one, and then we Communion Ramp the second one. So gonna stasis this one. Then we'll Communion Ramp the second one. And that way Communion will come up like, you know, as we're pulling Swamp Phase, which will be really nice. I'm going to go ahead and before this mechanic starts, I'm going to spread around Dream Breaths. Let's do a Communion Ramp. Lost the Hunter. It is Blood Warper dead. Ooh, did he get his reload off? Oh, nice. What's our timer looking like? It's been so long since I've been in this dungeon. I just have no idea what the timer's supposed to look like at this point. No tank, you go pool. I got it, homie. I'm gonna do whatever the tank does. So if he jumps down... Oh, apparently he did jump down. I don't know why I thought I could have sworn that I saw him get on his little Zephyr thing. Okay, here I don't quite have stasis. I don't have my stun either, so... I'm gonna use a defensive. Do I have Oppressive Roar? I do. Unfortunately, I Oppressive Roared like the global that our tank used his stun, which would have been really nice to kind of time that better for me, but... Don't have much here. Hold. Hold the line. Okay, now I have my stun. I have a AoE Fire Breath to follow it up. Ooh, I don't have any defensives. Oh. This pack is living, though, so... Pretty unfortunate. Now I have a knockback. Okay, we did lose one person. Unfortunate. Let's go ahead and finish our mana bar. I believe. I definitely believe here. 11 minutes, though. That's tight. It's really tight. We have 8 deaths, man. That's crazy. It is going to be tough, dude. Once again, I believe. These are things that we can cast while moving, and I just temporal, or I tip the scales, so I have these cleaving living flames that we can kind of use for this one. That way I get to preserve my cooldowns. I'm gonna external the tank here, and then as they're kind of rotting, I'm gonna use stasis. Do a little stasis ramping, but I still have these cleaving living flame. Okay, they just ended, so now I'm gonna start stasis ramp. I'm gonna do a big spirit bloom into all those life vines. Let's apply our hot to everyone. I have a big life bind for this one, but I do need to make sure that I use my warp before this life bind. Okay, let's just go ahead and spirit bloom. So that I need to be able to move during this. So now we have rewind, and we should have stasis coming up soon. Thank you, good. Let's go ahead and put externals on 2 people. Ooh, Hunter got hit by that, it looked like. They went flying. They have a B-res. Have to stack with them. Yeah, I'm getting the dot this time, so I'm going to use my little heal back. Defensive right now. I'm going to pop my actual defensive now. Ooh, I did not mean to dash backwards, but... Ooh, ooh, oh. Honestly, the dash backwards didn't even matter, but then I got yoinked to the side, straight into a puddle. Oof, we take it. Not pretty. Okay, what's the path to success here? We pull everything to the wall over there, up to those 2 electricians. Just blow them up, okay? Then we pull all 3 jump starters together in the next hallway, blast them too, and then pop lust as we pull them into boss. And then boom, everything's dead. Dungeon complete. Call it a day. Otherwise, pretty sure there's just untimable, right? Can I extra on the tank because I can't really afford to dispel them on this pool, so we have to dispel all the electric debuff things. Screw it, I'm dispelling the tank. Of course, as soon as I say that, and then do it, someone gets the electric debuff, which is always how it works, right? We do have like a small window of like a second and a half where we can dispel them, but now I have debuff. Not pretty. But your dispel timer is 8 seconds. That debuff lasts 11, so as long as you like aren't off by more than 3 seconds, you should be fine. Ooh, getting hit by the frontal. Go, tank, go. I just have to kind of like drink between pools. 6 minutes, guys. You don't think? Yeah, I don't think there's enough time either, but you have to act like there's time. You have to believe. Tank said doable. Tank just said doable, so what's he planning on doing? Like, honestly, if we pulled triple jump starter here, like, we would have to do that, I think, in order to potentially time, which that's like a MDI style pool, right? Woo! I had to spy heal and external that guy like all in an instant. We gotta kick that. Let's go ahead and communion. That cast is gonna hit me. Go in Spirit Bloom. External the tank. Ooh, that was risky. I saw that frontal right as I was flying. Ooh. What's really sus here is that I need mana. Can't be too aggressive with my cooldowns or my defensives, I mean. But why not, Chris? Why not? You kind of need to be. What are we doing? I guess being aggressive is smart because then by the time you're out, there's only there's only one jump starter. Honestly, I just need to not talk. The more I talk, the sloppier I play. Oh, please kill one of them.
Only the strong.
Oh, I don't have a B-res. Oh my god, I have to walk the whole map. Oh, I was just hoping that they would just focus down that one guy. He was literally at 1% health. Guy typed healer. I know, I know. 3 minutes. We have Lust. We have the Power of God, Anime, and Evokers. All of Evokers. All of our ancestors on our side. Maybe he's saying that I should have waited for B-res, or for res. But honestly, I just didn't know if we had time. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Speed boost me. Speed boost me. Go, go, go. Stasis. That was probably a throw. I mean, if we don't time it by like 10 seconds or less, that was on me. But, okay, look. Yeah, that was a blunder on my part, but you know, we've had the same person die on every boss so far. That I don't need to take all the blame, but I will definitely, you know, pocket some of the blame.
You dare pit your wits against mine?
60%. Can't do big damage, man. Oh no, I didn't bind with everyone. Oh, I'm trolling. I was just sitting there Emerald Communioning like I was doing something. When it wasn't. A minute left.
You dare pit your wits against mine?
30 seconds. Maybe I just don't even need to heal the tank here. Just let my cleaving living flames do it. I don't have much here. Ah, I pressed the wrong button. Ah. I'm just trolling. We weren't going to time it anyways, but God, it would have been close, man. So there's just no way of knowing, but I pressed the wrong button. I honestly just ran out of stuff. Hey, we got 1 IO for it, though. But dang, I did troll. Me taking that... Oh, me releasing and then dying there at the end. I kind of panicked because I looked down and I saw all of my stuff was on cooldown. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. But hey, we walk away with a single IO. Oh, like yes, I threw at the end pretty much, but I mean there were mistakes made all throughout the key. We were 10 seconds off and I did die at the very end. So yeah, that 10 seconds was me dying. But oh man, I absolutely panicked. I had no cooldowns ready. And I was like, wait, I had like 1 second left on Verdant Embrace. I was kind of spamming that button and it just didn't come because I died before it came off cooldown. That was brutal, man. Oh, that was stressful too. Ah, it was fun. That was a fun key. Honestly, it went a lot smoother than I thought it would. Like a lot of the deaths in the key were just people dying to stupid stuff like standing. It's like, dude, this tank had a fun time. Look at him. He's vibing. Dude, that guy has drip. Drip out the wazoo. He did die a lot of times. I mean, look, like I said, I definitely made some mistakes, but I don't think... the key didn't come down to one mistake, right? So, that's okay. We'll get them next time. But, speaking of next time, it is late. And like I said, I do have to go to the store and cook tonight. So, probably should call the stream. However... Like I said, I'm contemplating streaming tomorrow, so we'll see if I'm able to get what I have planned done tomorrow done in enough time to stream on schedule. So stay tuned in the Discord if you want to see if I go live. I post every time that I go live in there. Also, it looks like you guys like this camera angle better, and I think it is just better. Honestly, you get to see more of my stuff back here, I guess, and maybe this is my good side. I have no idea, but I appreciate everyone for hanging out today. It was a really fun stream, honestly. Other than that sad ending, look, us getting 1 IO, I would much rather have gotten 0 IO. The 1 IO is just a slap in the face, but ooh, maybe off stream tonight I'll try to squeeze in 1 more 10 so we can have a fat vault, but I won't do anything that'll get us like crazy IO. But guys, I appreciate you all. I will see you all probably tomorrow, but definitely on Wednesday at least. So tune in on Wednesday at 1 p.m. It's weird looking at this monitor and being able to look at chat and the camera at the same time. But tune in on Wednesday. But like I said, stay tuned in the Discord to see if I go live tomorrow, if I get the time to. But I appreciate you all. I will see you all then. Take care. Have a good night. Bye, everyone. Thank you all for caming out.